Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to That's Never Happened Before. Hey, I am Kungfufruitcup. I'm here with you all once again. Nice to see you. I hope you're having a lovely Saturday. Big announcement for the show, actually. This is going to be our last Saturday show. So we are actually going to be moving to Mondays, and we are going to be also increasing the show to twice a month instead of once a month now, which is super exciting. So hopefully you all will be able to tune in then as well. It'll be Mondays now, twice a month from now on at 10 p.m. Eastern. And that will be right after another Hotfix show that is new. So I have forgotten the name, but there are a number of new Hotfix shows, and you should all check them all out. Really exciting, awesome new showrunners. I'm so excited. I know some of them, and I don't know some of them, but they seem really awesome. Anyway, we are back with That's Never Happened Before. This is a whole glitch-based show. Like, we are all about glitches here, so we like knowing about anything that's unintended in a game. And as you can see, I am joined by the awesome Deo Man, who just did a Spyro run at this past SGDQ, and I had the chance to talk to him then, and he was awesome, and I was like, I need Spyro on the show. Like, I used to run this game. It's amazing. So how's it going, Deo? Nice to see you.
I'm doing amazing. I'm excited to be back on the GDQ stream. It's a huge honor to be here amongst so many amazing, excellent, cute, and very talented gamers. So yeah, I'm really excited to get into this run here. What do you say we count it down together, Fu, and get right into this new file?
Sure,
Are
if
you
you're
ready?
ready to go, and then we can do any background info stuff, like if you want to jump into any of that real quick. I just wanted to hear a couple thoughts.
Yeah.
Real fast about like
Sure.
how long have you been running Spyro at this point? Because it's been
So I've been playing this game for basically 8 years.
Wow.
Speedrunning. I mean, I learned the route for this category 120%. Except today we're going to be taking a little bit of a detour here. We're going to be doing the 120% speedrun route of this game, but basically just slowing down and stopping and showing little cool tricks and strategies that you wouldn't get to see otherwise. But yeah, about me, I have grown up with this game from a very young age, and I'll tell you guys a little bit more about my history here in a minute.
Awesome.
But let's get
Sure.
into this run. Watch some cutscenes, talk to some dragons.
Let's do it.
Are you ready to count it down?
You want me to
Fu?
count down?
Let's do it.
Oh, you
3
got it. Okay, there you go.
together. Let's start on 5. Are you ready? Let's do it. All right, here we go. 5, 4,
3,
3, 2, 1. Go. Wait. Go. Let's go.
It's hard over Discord.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's extra fun. I was doing that, actually, fun fact. I was recently racing the former world record holder in this category. I'm going to let the intro play just because, we never get to watch these sorts of fun little things. We get to hear the lore about the game here. But yeah, I was racing the former world record holder of this game 5 days in a row. We did like a best of 5 sort of set. And we were starting to do the same thing. We were like trying to count it down together, and it was like super like disjointed. It makes it a little bit more pure in that way. I like that.
For sure.
It's a group effort. Speedrunning is a group effort, right down to the
Here's
countdown.
the next challenge for you.
So-
You need to try to sing something with somebody else. That gets really wacky. Yeah.
Oh my god. Over Discord.
Yes.
We'll see if there's any songs that. Unfortunately, there's no music with like lyrics in
not
this
with
game.
Spyro.
Otherwise, I would totally like sing along with you. My heart will go on. Unfortunately, not.
All right.
So yeah, so there's the intro cutscene. Basically, Spyro's entire dragon family kingdom got encapsulated in ice. Now, I'm not going to touch this first dragon right here. I'm actually going to go right off to the side and just completely forget about him. But we will talk about Delbin real quick. He says, "Keep your horns on, Spyro." Wait for it.
Keep your horns on, Spyro.
How accurate was that impression on a scale of like 1 to not even close? I'll do a few dragon
I want to
impressions
hear
throughout
him.
the
I want
run,
to hear them
but
all.
yes, of
Okay,
course. So
I would say with 120%
yeah.
for just in case those who don't know, 120% is like a typical 100% category. It's just that in the game file itself, it actually says 120, and that's collecting all gems, all eggs, all dragons. I think that's it, right? Am I missing anything? Okay.
yeah, that's it. Those are all the requirements for 120%. Now, there's some interesting stuff I want to point out real quick. I'll explain a little bit more about the general category and how we play it. But first, I want to just kind of point out a couple things that I want you guys to remember for later. So these stones right here, when I jump on them, notice that they do not make a sound. There is no sound that is playing right now, okay? When I step on all 6 of them in a circle, it'll open up the wall back there, and the level Sunny Flight will open, which is how we start. pretty much every main category run of this game. However, we are going to be doing some secret stuff, a little secret Easter egg with that later on, and same thing with that dragon. We're never going to collect that first dragon, Nestor, because he's actually unskippable. 16-second unskippable cutscene, and for the sake of this fun little glitch exhibition, it does lose time to duplicate a dragon later, but this is my one chance. The world's first chance to see a Nestorless 120% speed run. So I'm taking full advantage of that. So we're gonna hop right into our first level here, Dark Hollow. And another thing I wanted to just slow down and appreciate for a second. Normally I'll just run up these stairs. But guys, can we have a moment to just appreciate, to anyone here who grew up with this game, who lit these fires? Me. These fires are completely
yes.
You did?
I did.
These fires are completely pointless. There's no use to them whatsoever. But we light them because they're just comfy. Like, it's just a comfy
they're
vibe.
Screaming to be lit up, you know, like it's so inviting to do it.
Exactly, they're totally asking
get, like,
to be lit.
A little bit of this movement going on. So like you're already doing a couple of things that it's not, I wouldn't say unintended necessarily, but definitely a little bit higher, you know, a wall or two that with standard movement you wouldn't necessarily be able to reach first try. So I think that's like something interesting to point out if you want to touch on that real quick.
Yeah, so basically, with all the movement I do, in fact, I'll take a moment just to kind of showcase the basic movement mechanics that make this game such a fun speed run. Your basic mechanics are jump with X, charge with square, and flame with circle. And between those three mechanics, you can explore such a cool depth to your movement. So for example, if you jump while charging, you get a charge jump like this, right? If you just hold that. But you can use that to ascend stairs endlessly, and we call that magic stairs, just like this. Isn't that cool? So basically, and it's so hard too, because you'll bonk really easily like that. So there's a lot of risk involved in those strats. So when you see someone do that in a run, it's like, yo, magic stairs in the chat.
Yes.
So anytime you guys see magic stairs, make sure you hit a quick magic stairs in the chat. Also, there's a cool technique called charge gliding. Normally when you glide in this game, you just jump and press X, right? Well, let me blow your mind real quick. You can actually swipe from the charge button to the glide button in order to preserve midair height and momentum. So there's a tiny, if you look really closely, before every glide, I do a tiny charge. That's like a more pronounced charge glide right there, but I'm just swiping really quick between those inputs. And what that allows me to do is get up to this like high ledge right here and go out of bounds. Another cool area I want to show you guys real quick, is this area back here in Dark Hollow. For some reason, you cannot see this area or even these trees from the normal level, but all this extra land is rendered back here. And the best part about it is, just like reliving our childhoods, we can roll down the hill. Very fun.
Perfect.
It's not very useful, yeah, but it's
That's
fun.
Great that
so,
and it's
anyways,
actually like it actually has collision.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? So like there's a lot of out of bounds areas that obviously don't have collision in a lot of games, but this game is so solidly built. It's actually quite an enigma for its time, because in 1998, 3D games were at their origin, basically, right? You think like Mario 64 in 96 and Resident Evil, there's so much, you know, weird, messed up sort of, especially once you go out of bounds, things just don't work correctly. Oh, the guy roared at us. That's awesome. I was trying to manipulate him to do that in my practice run, but I couldn't make it happen. I love it when he roars. Don't worry about me. I'm gonna be just nerding out on all like the cute little casual things about these games, so don't mind that. Anyways, yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, out of bounds is like pretty well coded in this game, and there's some kind of secret areas out of bounds, especially in this artisan's world, that we're gonna be exploring a little bit, but that one in Dark Hollow is the first little secret one you guys get to see. But with that, we're out of there. That's our first level done. One of, I believe, 30 if you count the home world.
Eggs don't appear until later worlds, so it's just mainly just dragons and gems for now, and then, you know.
Yeah. Exactly. So the eggs that Fu is referring to, those are the blue guys. In fact, we'll see one of them in this level right here. It's one of the blue guys that goes like, nah, 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 nah. And if you ever played this game before, you'll probably remember those guys as being so annoying and having to chase them around for like miles before you could hit them. One of the most satisfying parts of speedrunning this game is being able to learn the quick kills for those guys. And even after all these years, I'll still mess it up. And now check this out. So this fountain right here, you can stand on this one polygon right here, which allows us to jump and roll up here like this. Now, no other fountain in this level actually works like that. I'll even show you over here. This fountain, you can't do it. You just fall off. But interestingly, in a prototype build of this game that was released, that was showed off earlier this year by HWD, shout outs to you, all of those fountains were able to be jumped on similarly. So there's kind of a theory in the community that that fountain was actually intentionally left in by the developers as a sort of Easter egg out of bounds type of sequence break. And there's a lot of really, isn't that crazy? There's a lot of kind of weird, like along the lines of, did the developers intend this? Did they not in this game? So I'll be kind of calling back to that a lot of like, did the developers intend this or did they not? And it kind of gets right to the heart of what is a glitch, what is an exploit, what is a bug. You know, at the end of the day, they are subjective terms, and a lot of times we are inferring what developers intended in a game that just is what it is.
Also, I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot that there were egg thieves this early. I thought they were later on because I just am so focused on any percent that, that it totally skipped my mind.
Yeah, no, you're actually totally right with that, Punch, because most of the egg thieves are located in like the Peacekeeper's Magic Crafters world, where the balloonist is going to check for your egg count. Another thing I wanted to say, like from a speedrunning perspective regarding the balloonist in this game, is that most games of this era, if they have like a, you know, an end of the homeworld, you know, little check that you have to pass, like think DK64, where you have to have all the bananas and all the different, you know, whatever the music notes in Banjo-Kazooie. Speedrunners over the years find ways to sequence break that, where they can get through like a wall or you know, trick the check into thinking that you have the items when you don't. Well, in this game, that is not the case at all. Talk about how solidly this game is built. The balloonists for each world, by the end of the game, are going to require a total of 6,000 gems, 50 dragons, and 5 dragon eggs in order for us to get to the end. And in any percent for this game, you'd think we'd skip that somehow, right? Wrong. We do not skip that because those balloonists are hard-coded. You cannot get past them. In fact, that's like one of the holy grails of this game, is to find a balloonist skip, which interestingly, if you don't mind me getting nerdy for a second, has been found in the Reignited trilogy version of this game, which is the 2018 remaster. So really kind of cool, like history and speed progression.
Do you know anything about the balloonist skip then? Like how that works in the Reignited series?
Yes. So in Reignited, and again, Reignited is the 2018 remake of this game. So it's totally not the same game at all. It's just, it's like
but it's beautiful. I thought it was beautiful.
And it's a really beautiful game. Yeah. Also, if you've never played it, check it out. It's like on the PlayStation Store. You can totally just download it. It's not that expensive either. And it has all 3 games on it. But the balloonist skip in Spyro 1 for that game, there's actually what's called a debug balloonist that's way out of bounds in the Peacekeeper's homeworld, the next homeworld after this one. And so what speedrunners did in any percent in that game, I don't think they still do this. They do a different type of out of bounds, but they would do a levitation glitch that would take like 10 minutes. It was actually really funny to watch because here's Spyro just like finagling himself around a corner to try to figure out how to like get out of bounds here, and then you finally like charge for like a while out of bounds and you hit this weird like debug balloonist. No such oversight was made in the production of this game, despite a rushed development cycle, which is another ode to how well the developers put this game together. I think I have everything here. Let me just look down and double check. Oh, see what I'm saying, guys? Even the best forget a few gems here and there, okay? So if you guys are getting into speedrunning, you're thinking, well, I'll never be able to compete with this person that's been playing for years. Trust me, you can if you just try. It's not too... We're all human when it comes to speedrunning. I think it's easy to put like a world record holder on like a pedestal, but I mean, I'm just human, and for many, many years, I was nowhere close to world record.
I mean, that's like the beauty of hotfix, and I've talked about this on this show before as well. But like hotfix shows are great because they show you all different elements in games, like related to speedrunning in different ways. So for example, you can see the glitches here, and then a lot of times you get a lot of tutorials or like guides on like, here's how you do these. Like we're breaking them down for you. We're making it like more digestible in a way, or at least more a more interesting, educated look on like how things are kind of like culminated together. But then you have shows like The First Step, which is with Jay Hobbs and Keyzeron, and they just take a game and they practice for one day and then they try to speedrun it on the show. And that's like what the whole show's about. It's showing you that they're like, I don't know how to run this game, but I'm gonna try it anyway. And that's literally how you get started. So that's a really good way to put it, Daya. Just like, you just try it out. Like anybody can speedrun, just try to play a game fast, and then you start figuring out how to go faster than you did before that. And you know, get involved in the community, and then it goes up from there.
Yeah, I always say this to people who talk like, oh, I could never speed run. You know, we're all speedrunners in our own way, actually, I think. Because, you know, anybody who plays, I know with this game, anybody who plays it casually for any amount of time, you know, you're going to eventually graduate from walking around everywhere like this to just charging around. I mean, it's just a natural progression, I think, like if you're just playing and you just want to, you know, complete stuff, you know? So I think people, depending on how like involved they get into like just playing a game well, they sort of naturally become speedrunners in their own right. And I think it's a really kind of beautiful thing.
Anybody who's like, oh, there's a leaderboard, I want to try to like get this little fastest time, like in a game, you know, like Mario Odyssey. I love that they had that kind of like nod to speedrunning in it because they had leaderboards for a bunch of, you know, different things in there. Like I was trying to get ILs for like this one thing in the ice level and got pretty high up, and like just attempting feats like that themselves, that's like your little mini speedrunning adventures that you're already having, you know?
Okay, so I'm gonna take it back to the game here real quick. So these bulls here, when they charge into you, they bounce you up into the air. So I was able to get up onto this shelf using one of the bulls. Now, you might be thinking, all right, well, how do we get much higher than this? Well, I'll have you know, by some stroke of luck, the bull's hitbox when they charge you actually extends vertically infinitely. So if I could just time this glide, those bulls were kissing right there, very cute. All right, here we go. Oh, come on. Oh, so close. I'm gonna try this a couple more times. Again, guys, we have plenty of time here. We're taking things slow.
So they are bumping you up, and then you're using that hitbox again to go even higher.
Yes,
oh my gosh.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. And I have to mash X like crazy when I hit that flop animation so I can glide as early as I can out of it.
Is there like a certain angle that you approach them at that's best, or is it mostly just straight on?
So that's yeah, basically you want to just be straight on with them. If I can get this to work properly here. Oh, there's the death. Notice that I saved earlier, by the way. So if I can get this to work properly, then actually, believe it or not, you can fly to the to those mountains out of bounds over there. If you go to the very top of this area and then fly out there, you can go over like a death barrier and just hang out on those mountains. It's one of the coolest like liminal spaces of this game, I think.
Awesome.
So we'll see if we can get over there. I'll keep trying this for another minute or two. But yeah, man. Totally useless for speedrunning trick here, but just such a fun thing to do when you're just casually messing around in the game.
That's so cool, though.
Okay, we're almost there. And now here's the final one. This one's the craziest one. I have to wait for that bull to be like going around the right way. Let's see.
Do they switch directions? No. Just have to.
Come on. Oh, barely making it over there.
Okay.
And now we're on top of the town here, top of town square. Very nice.
And there's no more walls back here?
And then we head over. Yeah, no more wall. You can start to see some of the like the visual artifacts of some of this like collision sort of polygons here, sort of warping and stuff. And now, yeah, you can hang out on the mountains back here. Isn't this crazy?
Yeah, well, I guess they assumed that the walls that they put in the game were going to be high enough to keep people out.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. And this is one of the only levels that like way out beyond the water. There's, oh, don't fall in there. Oh, that would have insta-killed me. This is the only level where there's like mountainous area that like extends into the skybox. That's like really that. Cool. So it's really cool that they paid extra artistic like attention to detail.
And like you said, like it being a solid game, like a lot of these walls that look like they would have collision actually do, which is really cool.
Another fun thing, you'll notice that I'm like rolling up this mountain right now. If you just hold X on a rollable, slippery surface in this game, you can just continually jump up it. It's like you're buffering jumps up it. So you just hold X to get up those. Anytime you see a spot where Spyro does one of those little barrel rolls.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And now, speaking of barrel rolls, let's see if we could get one more right here. Oh, the epicness stopped. Okay, well, anyways, I think that's it for Town Square. I am gonna take a destruction here and head over to collect the rest of the gems from those bulls that I spared for the sake of my trick. And that should be everything. No, there's one more gem somewhere. And now, guys, you're experiencing right now, you're seeing firsthand what every Spyro runner goes through. Where is the last gem of the... There it is. Okay. if you are ever gonna speedrun this game, be ready to like miss a gem and not find it for like
For
10 minutes.
120.
Like go around the level like 5 times.
I will
yeah?
say for any percent, at least you
Exactly.
have like a lot more wiggle room for, oh, okay, I'm a little short on gems here, but I know that there's some over here. Like it's good. Like in
Yeah.
collectathon games like that, there's just so much around in this style of game that you can have a lot of backups. So I would say, like, honestly, if somebody's looking into getting, like, starting to speedrun a game and you like collectathon style games like platformers and things like this is a great pick to just try out, because you have so much around you where you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't know how to get this dragon yet, so I can get this dragon first while I'm learning how to get this other one. That's like hard because you have to like reverse treetops or like go around the side, or you know, you don't know how to skip this one level yet because you can't get the other. Yeah, there's a lot to play with.
There's a lot to this game, and it's so simplistic in its approach. The depth, there's only the 3 mechanics. There's flame, charge,
Yeah.
and jump. And by just mixing those together, you turn something simple into something beautifully deep and
For sure,
nuanced,
for sure.
which I love. Now, you'll see what I'm doing over here is I'm just basically wall gliding right here. Now, when Spyro glides, he loses height, right? He just can glide. That's it. He doesn't fully fly until later, but don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. But anyways, right here, what we can do is this wall glide. By shimmying up against the wall, we can preserve Spyro's height. And it just so happens that only a couple polygons here on this hill you can stand on without rolling off. And by doing that, oh, no, I'm gonna fall. Okay, I'm gonna go back around. But you can go into the back of the toasty portal
can-
here. And an interesting thing, yeah, and so an interesting thing about this portal right here is if you talk to this dragon and you haven't entered one of the exit level vortex, he'll tell you this.
Flash, do that again.
The artisan's boss is through a portal in the dragon.
He says you're not ready.
But you are not yet
Oh,
ready,
because you
Spyro.
haven't done other
Well,
stuff.
First, you must
I'll
complete
have you know
one
that
of
I'm
the
more than ready, you know, because
You're just
because you haven't exited a level through the exit level
Gotcha.
vortex yet.
You're-
So, and when you do that, then the dragon head opens, and that works at the end of the game as well. So the sequence break here is to do that wall glide and go around
The
through the
back door,
back
yeah.
where the portal is still
Yeah.
loaded. Yeah, the back
So that's
door.
kind of like a thing later on, which is it's a much harder trick. It was like an old strat for world record in any percent, which was getting through the back or like above. Oh, no. No, it's
Go
okay,
on,
it's okay.
go
Like
on.
you get like above the snout in the final world to get in one of like the same styles of like all of the levels are blocked by kind of like a similar style of like head that you need to like open up. So yeah, there's a trick to get like
Yeah.
up and above one of those to like then get down into it to skip an entire level that way. Now they're like more advanced tricks. So we might be able to see different variations of skips you can do in these final worlds. And again, like we're gonna have, this is a 120% category, but we have some of these like cool any percent things and things that are not related to runs
Yes.
involved, which is like what's so fun.
And now here is one coming from Vortex. Okay, so there's any percent, 120%, and then the secret miscellaneous category that is totally popped off in the last year or two called Vortex percent, if you want to call it that. But basically, the goal of this category is to enter every exit level vortex, and the exit level vortex for this level is right at the end there over that wall. So what vortex runners do, and I might fail this, I'll try this for a few minutes, but what vortex runners do is this. What I'm trying to have happen here is have the dog squish me at the exact moment that the shepherd hits me, which causes something called a proxy. Let's see if we can make it happen.
Which could happen later. Yeah. Okay.
And vortex runners are so mad that I didn't practice this, but it's okay. Oh my goodness.
This reminds me
And then
of,
once we're out of
yeah,
sparks,
this
good,
reminds
good,
me of what you were explaining earlier with the bull. Like it's kind of there's overlap in the mechanic a little bit of just like when you get hit like that and then it kind of decides to toss you up in the air.
Oh, you can see I
Yeah.
got really close with that one. You see how that roll went off to the side there like that? We want that roll to shoot up into the air is what we're trying
So
to do. And that's called a proxy.
I have another show
Yeah, go
to
ahead.
recommend you to then. In the future for
Yeah,
miscellaneous categories. Speaking of, there may be a new hotfix show coming on that's all about miscellaneous run categories.
Close. I'll give this the rest of this life here, and then I'll just complete the level.
No
normally.
worries.
This is a very precise trick, by the way. And if you guys are interested in some of the more precise tricks of this game, please check out Vortex on the Spyro 1 leaderboard under the miscellaneous tab.
Close.
Okay, let me see if I can at least get it with the death. It's usually a little bit more lenient this way. Oh, whoa, I just dodged him completely. I'm gonna take that as a second lease on life.
Just keep going.
And just complete the level normally. But again, for any of the tricks that I don't get in this run, I really do want you guys to check out, if you're curious about them, to go check out speedrun.com/Spyro1 and check out the relevant categories that these tricks are from, which I'll totally tell you guys. That one was from Vortex. Oh. Now, you might notice that I didn't flame one of those dogs earlier. I actually made it, this is kind of sad, but I kind of made it jump off the edge.
Oh.
And so we're gonna be doing that, yeah. So that's a crazy little manipulation that actually works in this level. See, normally I have to flame these dogs twice in order to get their gem, and it doesn't home in. So what's more optimal is to do a doggy sort of vanish strat. Here's what one of them looks like. Check this out. And the gem homed in. Where'd the dog go? I didn't flame him twice.
Weird.
So by flaming a dog at the top of its jump like that, you can actually make it despawn in like a fail-safe kind of way. The game makes it like poof, disappear, and the gem homes in. Same thing's gonna happen right here with this dog. It jumps off. Ooh, come on. And he jumps off the edge. Poof, disappears. It's okay. He doesn't all the way go down into the lava. He just poofs, disappears. He's fine. He's hanging.
It's a better way to go.
It's better, yeah. That lava, the Mountain Dew orange, the Fanta orange is not a good way to go. So, anyway, we name like all of the goop in this game after various like sodas. Like there's like Baja Blast in Magic Crafters. There's like grape juice in like Nasty's World.
Perfect.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, also, if anybody in chat has any questions, I've been so focused on the game, but I'm also here to answer stuff if you have questions about what's going on. There's also a great comment that's saying the main reason Spyro and Ratchet feel so polished is Insomniac decided to focus more on the polygon capabilities and texture capabilities, which makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually very true. And I know a lot of you guys have probably heard of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, the latest Ratchet & Clank game. And man, that game is such a beautiful, like, graphical marvel. And I think it's such an extension of that exact ethos that you guys are talking about Insomniac really taking their time to make a more graphically, like, refined game. It's still very true for the newest Ratchet & Clank game. So I think that's—
Was your first exit portal?
Yes, that was my first vortex, we would call it. Those are the vortex, the vortices I was referring to, yeah. And now we should have everything here in Artisans except for Sunny Flight, that stone level, right, where you jump on the stones. We're gonna be coming back there later for a cool little Easter. But we are off on our first balloonists. These are those balloonists I was talking about earlier. You cannot skip these guys. 20 years of speedrunning, and we have not figured out how to skip these guys. They're really tough, and this game is really well made. And I also want to say, this game is the product, I was kind of mentioning earlier, is the product of a really rushed game development cycle. There is a prototype that was released of this game in like about 4 months, I believe, out from its final release. And man, there are whole levels like missing, like untextured, and you know, dragons with like placeholder text and stuff like that. So the fact that these developers on this crazy like PlayStation 1 hardware, which I'm sure was like very like weird language. I mean, I'm no programmer, but I mean, it probably was pretty hard to make this game in the time frame they did. And so the fact that it's so solid that 20 years later, I'm over here struggling, trying to figure out how we can get past the balloonist. Like, that is a real ode to how amazingly built this game is. And another reason why it's great to speedrun, especially if you're not the type of person that's like, oh, I don't like too many glitches or whatever.
For sure.
This game is very light on, I think, depending on how you
This is our first flight level of the game, and it's just, flight levels are really straightforward because you can't skip stuff. You have to flame everything to get all the rewards, and obviously you want to do it before the time runs out and it's the first. So it's mostly just optimizing like where you're going each time. And some stuff seems like I love some of I actually really love the routing for flight levels. I think it's really fun. And well, again, this isn't like, oh, glitches galore in flight levels. It's just, once you get the hang of doing these, like they're really smooth and they're really fun. And it's not stressful anymore.
And I'll show off a cool little thing. Yeah, I'll show off a cool little thing you can do in the flight level at the end. I'll restart with no timer so you can see it. Speaking of routing, check out this little turn. Oh my God! That has ended, many runs have ended to that. There's an even crazier route you can do here in this section. As you can see, there's a bunch of collectibles in one spot, so it gets pretty wacky. Also, Notice that I crashed into that lighthouse at the very end. I waited till the last second to flame it. That actually skips a 4-second long animation, which I'll show off in another flight level so you guys can get an idea of what that skips.
Yeah,
Isn't that cool?
I actually didn't realize.
And so I'm gonna go ahead and try again. Yeah, I've already gotten everything in this level, so I'm gonna go ahead and try again. Now, check this out. You'll notice the timer is counting up now, so we're free to just explore this level now. So what you can do in these levels is you can actually, if I can find a spot here, you can shimmy up the side of a mountain like this by mashing X.
Okay.
Oh. And then again, this is not going to accomplish much,
right,
but it is a cool way for you to gain like basically infinite height in a flight level. And now we're here next to the to the crystal.
Oh, wow.
Ta-da!
Oh my gosh, look.
So yeah, that's it for that.
So is that above where the plane wants you to go? Yeah.
Exactly. So you can only fly a certain distance up in a flight level before the game kind of cuts you off with your height. And so by shimmying up like the side of a mountain like that, you can get higher than your intended.
Gotcha.
Okay, so check out this thief right here. So normally when you flame a thief, in fact, I'll just show you on this one and then explain something later. When you flame a thief normally, you have to watch this whole egg, animation, which is actually kind of cute. But what you can do is actually skip that by doing a very specific series of inputs by flaming, charging, and then jumping all at once like this. It allows you to hit the thief while you're in midair, and because you're in midair, the game as a failsafe skips the animation.
Perfect.
Here's my favorite wall glide in the game, by the way. Look at the height. Oh, you can go even higher than
awesome.
that. So awesome.
Beautiful.
Anyways, if anyone here in the chat room is having a nostalgic blast from the past here with me, just know that I still feel you. After playing this game every day for thousands of hours, I still have the same sort of love that I did for it when I was a kid.
Honestly. Yeah. Like, I have those nostalgic memories playing it like as a little wee baby girl on like my cousin's PS1, but it's really honestly a nice, refreshing feeling to come back and be like, oh, now I can play it pretty fast. This is cool. Not as fast as Deo.
Yeah.
Deo's the one to see.
No, who's being modest? She's pretty good.
I'm very
She's
rusty.
pretty good.
So okay, let's ask questions instead. Let's take.
So check this out real quick. See this yellow guy that's kind of peeking out from up top there? Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flame that fan chest, and then the fan is going to fly off and actually destroy that guy. He's gonna be done. And this is a mechanic that not many people. Oh, real quick, look at this. They shake off the ash. That's so cute. Like, come on, tell me you guys, right?
Oh my gosh.
A beautiful attention to detail there.
I think
anyways,
with the flaming thing here, I've like gotten it accidentally. Like sometimes it just happens,
Yeah, you could hear him be like, right there. But yeah, it happens accidentally because that's the natural direction you're going to be flaming from when you enter the level. So people always ask in the Discord, like, how do you kill that guy early? I don't get it. And it's just because you have to point the fan in the correct direction. And it's like, once you figure out that mechanic, it's one of those like, oh, why did I never like notice that was a thing? So we use that throughout the run to hit a lot of enemies off screen.
Right.
So I'll point that out again when we get to it.
Yeah, it's really cool when you can do things like that, like using projectiles to kind of like hit things a little bit earlier. It's really nice. We do
couple more cacti here.
We do have a question about
Go ahead.
are there completely different speedrun strats for the Reignited trilogy? I mean, the usual answer is going to be yes for things like that.
Oh my god, totally. Yeah. Well, it's an entirely different physics engine. That game uses the Unreal Engine, and so the way Spyro moves, even though it's the same basic controls, X, square, circle to flame, charge, and glide, respectively, it's the whole function of all of this movement is way different. For example, let me grab this key here. For example, when I do a charge jump like this, in Reignited, that gets more height than actually jumping and charge glide, which to me feels very foreign and wrong. Like, it's not supposed to feel that way. But if you acclimate yourself to the feeling of Reignited, it does have a lot of really good, like, momentum-based tricks in it. And I think it's a really good speed game in its own right. But yeah, functionally and mechanically speaking, it is so different from this game. It merely looks similar. That's where the similarities end.
Anything that's going to be completely rebuilt from the ground up is almost certainly going to have many different changes and strategies. Somebody wants to know what hardware you
Practice
use
time.
or that you play on.
Oh, great question. Yeah, so this game is a PS1 game, and I am playing a PS1 disc right now, but I'm playing on a PS2 Slim. And the reason for that is because in the home menu, we actually activate an option called fast disk speed. I might even be able to show that off later if I need to do a reset for any reason,
Smart.
which I might have to reset for a few soft locks that I may intentionally or unintentionally cause. But anyways, there's a really cool jump right here, and this is another cool, like, sort of nuanced thing about the physics of this game. If you just jump straight at this, you can see I just barely don't make it up there. It's like such a close jump. And think about it, like, if I was able to get up here early, that would cut off a few seconds off the route of having to go up there, fly over, and then go back down, and then go back up there again. It cuts off some time to be able to get this early. So what we do is, since it's hard to hit that jump just straight on from neutral, what we do is, by the way, cute little animation there. He's just cleaning off his paws real quick. We do a spin jump. So by jumping against Spyro's axis, by jumping against the back of his spine, check this out. Oh, you can just barely inch up enough height. And technically, here's what's crazy about it, is it technically doesn't give you extra height to do this, but what it does allow you to do is to manipulate Spyro around the side of the ledge, sort of do like a Tony Hawk 50-50 grind along the side of the ledge there. And indeed, that's what we call that when you get up a ledge that way and you can kind of see Spyro shimmying along the side. We call it like a kiss the rail, you know? So, yeah.
I love all the terms here. Got magic stairs, is the rail, okay. I want to hear some more.
And then, of course, all the Baja Blast and, yeah, you know, all of the different sodas. Yeah. So, yeah, we're just cleaning up the rest of Dry Canyon here. That's it for all the crazy tricks of this level. I will say there is a insane TAS-only strat where you can go straight from the beginning of this level all the way to the end with the most precise wall glide of the entire game that goes around like the circular area where the vortex is. It is so insane, and passes for this game have not been explored that much, but they are so cool, the ones that have been made. Shoutouts to Nitrovsky and Lucia as well, among other people whose names are eluding me right now.
Yeah, task runs are
Very small task scene for this
amazing.
game.
I think there's a
Yeah.
hotfix task-related show thing as well, by the way. There's seriously so many good hotfix shows out now. And like all the new ones coming. Oh, it's so good.
So this is gonna be, you said this is gonna be the last like Saturday glitch exhibition thing
It's
in a
just our
while.
last
Did I hear that correctly?
Saturday episode. So we're just moving from Saturdays to Mondays, and we're moving from once a month to twice a month.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Oof, I thought we weren't gonna get any more glitch
No,
exhibitions. I got
no.
scared for a moment.
No. I was actually asked if I wanted to do more of them. So
Yeah. Well, anyways, we're here in Clifftown. There's a couple of really weird
Yes.
things. We're gonna go back to the whole developer intent thing here in this
yes,
level.
there are a couple
So
of fun strats here.
here you can, now you might be thinking, okay, there's nothing more to get here, right? Well, you can go around the back of this area and clean it up early with a precise jump. Now, that's obviously not probably what the developers intended, but when we get later in the level, I'll show you guys what the intended thing is, and you tell me whether it makes more sense or not. Anyways, we're just gonna flame some of these mamas cooking up some delicious stew.
Yeah, once you learn
Mountain
that
Dew
jump
stew,
at the
if you will.
beginning, you can't go back and do anything else.
Yeah, no. Okay, so this spot right here, this is where it starts to get interesting. Again, talking about developer intent in the level design. Here, if you're just using like normal movement mechanics, like just pressing X only to glide, just X and then X again in midair to glide, then you cannot make this jump. It's so close, but you cannot. Same thing with over here. You cannot get up here. You just barely can't, you know? So you can't get those until later, right? Well, and by later, I mean you get all the way up to the end of that perch and you glide over. Well, here, by abusing the movement mechanics and charging before we glide, we can get to that area early, and we can't get on top of this, but what we can do is flame it from underneath, which you can hear, and there it shoots off and breaks the box up there. We can flame it from underneath, and it's just so lucky that we can, because the hitbox for those fireworks is right on the bottom. So if they'd have been programmed any other way, that trick would just not be possible
I
at all.
like forgot that you're supposed to light that firework not that way. Like it just seems like it makes the most sense. You're just like, yeah, the string is right there. You just like hit the... Did you miss the green? Yeah.
And again, thinking about it as a casual player, you're just moving through this level and you're not even thinking about that area. You can see some gems over there kind of in the distance, but you're not really, that just looks like a piece of scenery, that area over there. Well, when we get to the top, exactly. So when I was a kid, I'm thinking like, all right, well, when I get to the end of this area,
that's the
we'll
level.
do here
seems
shortly.
A little shorter. It's what, you know, it's fine.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And that's fine. Oh, magic stairs. Oh, good. Oh, it's so close. We almost had it there. And so look at this. We're at the end of the level here. Here's the exit level vortex. It's like, all right, go home now, right? Well, if you decide to stay in the level and talk to this dragon, let's see what he says. Like, 5-year-old me got blown away by this.
Hey, what's on the other side of that river?
And yes, typically... Oh, sorry, wait.
And find out.
No, you're good. He just tells you to glide over there, right?
Yes, typically you can skip the dragon text after the first one. But, you know.
Exactly. You can just mash X to just skip past. So that's what I'm doing with most of these dragons. Now, go back to, if you can, if you're old enough, go back to 1998 in your head. Can you see this far ahead of you in a video game from this era? Most games like Silent Hill, Resident Evil, 3D games from this era have some degree of fog, render distance fog. But this level is one of the first to really showcase the true rendering like capabilities that this game uniquely, like this is one of the only games from that era that has that. So that's part of the reason why it's like, I know I'm kind of harping on the whole, like, you can go over there, but in 1998, you could not go over here, you know? So pretty cool little level design.
Yeah, completely agree. There's just, it's really cool to learn more about this game and just see like, oh, I didn't realize like that wasn't possible at the time, or like that wasn't a usually done thing like that, you know? It's cool like to see how some games came about like with their innovation and things they're able to bring to the table in terms of just gaming in general. And you learn a lot about that through speedrunning, like that you just hadn't necessarily considered before.
Yeah.
You've reached the highest point in Clifftown.
And here we are at that top spot right here where we were gonna fly. You can see I could fly to those rooftops now more casually, right? No, I was talking about earlier. And yeah, no, you're right. Like taking yourself into a game like this, you really do have to sometimes think like a kid from 1998 to really fully grasp how crazy it is that we're standing in this area right here. Now, going back to the first thing I said in this level, remember that area back behind there? Well, we can't see it at all. So there's no visual cue that you're supposed to glide back behind that palace, right? Well, what if I told you that you're supposed to glide to that rock right there? That little like stalagmite. That's stalagmite,
actually?
Right? Over there. Check it out. Very carefully. Oh, and then you drop very, and now you can get over there. Who actually did this as a kid? I am dying to know. I never figured this out. That's my question. Was this the intended route? I don't know. Or were you just intended to fly over? We'll never know.
Huh. I feel like there's no way.
Isn't that crazy?
There's no way. You had to have just gone from like...
Right? There's no way you were supposed to do that.
For a little further along the cliff or something.
I thought maybe like, okay, you can fly like around the palace, sure. But then people started telling me, you gotta fly to that rock right there. I'm like, what rock?
No.
What rock are you talking about? I'm like, I didn't even notice that rock. Like, no way.
There's no way.
But yeah, obviously in a speed run, we're not worried about any of that. We just jump around the back at the start. Okay, let me find I missed a bunch of gems somewhere. Let's go on a little gem hunt right here.
If you take the little fan up,
yeah, I
over
think
to
you're
the
right. Yep. There you go. There you go.
Yep. Now the little.
Thank you for the. Oh, I'll go back down. Yeah. Exactly. Thank you for the routing assistance, Kung Fu.
Yeah. And there might be some behind you. Yeah. Got it. Aha.
Beautiful, dude. Teamwork. We're doing this, Fu. We're doing this.
That's what I'm here for. Is like,
amazing.
Hey, there's a gem over there. That's about it.
All right, let's roll out of here. Now, this is the first cannon area right here. And before I continue, I want to show off a cool thing you can do with these cannons.
Okay.
When they notice you, they're going to start shooting you with the cannon. But what you can do is bonk against the wall right here, and it gives you extra height. Now, if I get it just right, you can get almost on top of the thing and fly around. Oh. Come on. No.
Oh, that's so cool. Dude, the kinds of
so that's a fun thing you can do.
Gains you can get in this, it's so cool. Like you just, because you never think about it. You're like, yeah, I should be able to fly, but I can't. So you know.
You hit it right on the head. You never think about it, but then when you see it, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
like I can do that. That's
Right.
easy, you know? And that's what's the beautiful simplicity about this game, and why I'm so, I guess, as a speedrunner, like attracted to this game more than like Spyro 2 or 3, for
Right.
example. Those games are great, but there's a lot more like technical depth with the way you do out of bounds movement in those games, and they're just so different compared to just the raw simplicity of this game. Oh, yeah, but here we go on Dr. Shemp. This is one of my favorite, this might be my favorite boss in the game, and part of the reason is because he is a giant yellow bean wearing sunglasses, and he has a size 60 metal Gucci sandals, absolutely swagging on the competition. I don't think there's a single cooler boss in this game. So we'll get to have some moments with him.
90%, you don't even
Here in a moment.
You don't even see him.
And you know what I'm going to do also is I'm going to actually death abuse right here and try to do a little vortex trick. This is for all my vortex runners here. I'll give this a minute. We got plenty of time. What I have to do is get this little guy to come into the corner. I'm going to give this a few more tries here. I got to get that little guy to push me into the corner and then do a, don't worry about the game over. We'll come back. We got plenty of time.
Oh,
we
yeah,
got plenty
for
of
sure.
time. It's all good. And yeah, you got to get that guy to push you in the corner. And then from there, that's where the real trick begins, because then you have to do a frame perfect jump while he attacks you. And similarly to what you saw with the cannon, where I get knocked really high in the air, that is another sort of momentum conservation based trick where you just get shot up a million miles into the air and can go straight to the exit level vortex, saving like what, 20, 30 seconds in this level compared to just running through it normally. Let me see if I can get it. I probably won't. This is a really tough trick. I'm manipulating him a little weird. If I can at least get him into the corner, I'll be proud of myself.
You have to get him to run, so he runs at you this way, and then you like redirect it, it looks like.
Yeah, he kind of get him stuck on that little pole right there that I'm behind, and then kind of redirect him exactly. It's really hard to manipulate the AI in this game correctly. It takes a lot of practice, and you know, all of the movement I do from the very spawn to like, you know, all of this move, the way I even charge into that pole affects his AI.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, here he is. Okay, now I gotta jump perfectly here. Almost. Okay, all right, I missed it. That's okay though. Again, if you want to see what that trick looks like, you will, believe me when I tell you, you will shoot all the way up above that mountain and go straight to the end of the level. If you want to see that, I'll try it again. Yeah, let's go for it. I'm here for it.
I know, I'm curious. I mean, like, we have the time. We have the time. If you think that, you know, maybe a couple more tries, you never know. You got that other one earlier
Maybe.
I know you weren't sure about, so
Yeah, maybe.
just a few more. We got it. Oh.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, don't even worry. Don't worry. A little game over ain't never hurt nobody. It only hurts our ego.
For the next game over. How about that?
Yeah, that's good. I like that idea. Yeah, I could do it. Now, you know what's funny? I could do a life cheat that gives me 99 lives. But first of all, we're not dirty cheaters here on this stream, guys. We're hardcore gamers. No, but also, there's going to be another trick I'm doing later, which is going to flash through each of my lives one by one. So if I have 99 lives, the screen's going to just flash 99 times very slowly. I'll explain more about that trick when we get there.
Okay, that sounds good.
Let's see if we can get this. Oh, that was close. I almost got him in the corner. Vortex runners are so mad at me right now. They're like, you're not going here, the right spot. Like, okay. One or two. How many more lives? Okay, I got 3 more lives. Let's see what happens. Pray for me, guys. I need some cross fingers in the chat.
Yes. Cross fingers. Cute chat. Chat's cute.
Yes.
Cute energy. Cute energy.
We need cute chat. Can I tell you, while I'm working on this, I want to tell you a story. Back at, I think it was AGDQ 2019. I get one more try. At AGDQ 2019, I was on the couch for Chris LBC's Reignited run. And during that run, you know, it was a great run. We did well. And of course, later on in the evening, we were like looking back at the run just to like see how it was. And we were looking at the chat as well, right? So we're thinking like, oh God, they're going to be so mad at us, this and that. They don't, whatever, they're going to be so mean. And then all the chats that we saw were literally just the chat spamming cute chat and just posting a cute emote. And it was the most heartwarming thing. It really reminds me that the people who like these games are just like just like beautiful, big-hearted, friendly people, and we're really lucky, I think, to be united by this game.
The nostalgia of games like these makes you feel warm and comfy, you know? Yeah.
I think so as well. I think so. So yeah, so I gave up on that trick right there. That's fine. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna listen to this dragon one more time. This is one of my, there's Dr. Shemp right there. Oh, shooting me with the handgun, boom. Let's see what this dragon thinks about Dr. Shemp real quick before we attack him here.
This guy thinks he's so cool. You don't know what it's been like listening to him over and over. But I'll tell you one thing. He should watch his back.
You should watch his back. All right. You know, I always quote this guy in stream. I'm like, this guy thinks he's so cool. Someone comes in my chat like, oh, this guy thinks he's so cool. So what I'm gonna do actually is normally I would just hit him in his back here, but actually we're gonna watch all of his attack animations because I just think they're fun, you know? The developers put effort into him, you know, and he does like some funny moves, and then this kaboosh. Like, it's just funny to me, I don't know. Anyways, on to the next cycle. Let's see what tricks he has for
Those
us
are
here.
some real big silver sandals.
Dude, right? He got the Gucci slip-ons, dude. Chrome version. Boom, got me. And now on this last cycle, everyone here in the chat, go. All right, you guys know the drill. Oh, he killed me. No. I got too excited. And it's a game over again. Oh my goodness.
It's all good.
Oh my goodness. Hey, at least I get to try that trick at the beginning once or twice more. Get to embarrass myself for a second more.
Oh
and then
yeah,
we
do it, yeah.
Move on here.
Yes. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
opportunity. You did it on purpose. I get it. It's okay.
Yeah, it's all meant to be. Watch, we're gonna get it first try here.
Yeah, like somebody was asking earlier. Yes, you can only do it once per life because the enemy, if you don't get him to reroute, he will just like end up falling off the cliff, and then you don't have the enemy anymore to like get you to try to run back that way. Oh, that looked close.
Yeah, it's so close. So close to get him in the
Yeah.
corner. I'm doing like something critically wrong that's not putting him in the corner. It's fine. Come on. Okay, he's in the. Oh, he pushed me out. One more time.
Oh,
I know, it's so frustrating, right?
again, that's why like if he doesn't come in the corner, it means he's disappeared. Okay.
Okay, one more try. No! Oh, I could try this. Oh, no. All right, that's enough of that. Well, I'll try. Okay, one more try. One more. And we'll move on. But yeah, this is basically what it's like to practice some of the more difficult tricks of this game. And part of what makes Vortex such a cool category. All right, this is the final one. I know, right? One more try. And we get it. All right, it's in the
Okay.
corner. And now we got to jump perfectly.
Oh,
There it is! Let's go! Legendary gaming! Nice, and we skipped past all of Shemp right here, and we could just continue the level as normal. Unfortunately, we do have to go back and
still fight him.
attack. Notice he's still looking at us from down there. He's like, how did you get up there? What the heck are you doing?
That was meant to be. Meant to be.
Yeah, it really was. That was like the last possible moment I could have got
awesome.
that. So what I'm gonna do is get Shemp here. I'm supposed to get a key as well to open up that box. So we're just gonna clean up the rest of this real quick. Oh, he gave us a little butterfly.
That was
Love it.
awesome.
And yeah, we can appreciate his beautiful Gucci sandals. Hey guys, what do you say we get one more of the? Oh, dude, a free life. That's awesome. This will come in handy.
All meant to be.
You get one more of the little celebration animation from him here. Oh, he always gets me. He's too good. He's too good. I can't celebrate with him. Anyways. So yeah, let me go find the key. Where even is the key in this level?
Oh,
I think
it was
it's,
toward the beginning.
back around.
It was on one of the. It's up
Is
on
it?
one of the ledges you have to jump onto. I think you have to go on the ledge on the over
that
on the
true?
side, like off of the side.
God, you'd think I would know after speedrunning this game for 8 years where
Yeah,
the
it's right
key
up there
is
on
in
your
this
right.
level. No, I think. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Dude, another great teamwork from Kung Fu right there. Let's go. Beautiful.
There you go.
Put that on back. And keep in mind, in Vortex, that category, you enter a cheat code at the beginning, so that way you can just go to any homeworld you want. There's like a go to any homeworld cheat. And so that way you don't have to collect gems or keys. If any of this sort of movement looks like monotonous to any of you guys, that's what the whole reasoning behind Vortex as a category is. It's just raw movement, get to point A to point B, and run over. You know,
I was
after
wondering if you missed that one. Cool. Okay, that makes sense. Makes so much sense. So how long is the Vortex category time?
The world record, let me see if I remember this time, is 20:34, I think. 20 minutes and 34 seconds, making it by far the shortest, I guess, big category of this game. There is also categories called cheat percent, where you literally enter a cheat code, go straight to the final boss, and then do a really hard end game trick to get to the final boss and beat him. That's a sub 2 minute long run. Of course, there's also any percent. It's around a 40 to 50 minute run. And 120%, which the world record for this is a 121. Now, check this out. So first of all, let's take a second and soak in the beautiful ice cavern, long distance rendering view. Again, you're in 1998, you're a little kid with your CRT. You're like, man, I ain't never seen video games this advanced before. This is just an enigma. This is insane. Well, let me just blow your mind a little bit more. If we jump down here, you'll see. And if I hang out in this little spot right here, you look to the side here. Do you see that little orb flying around here? He'll come back. Oh, gotta look closely. There he is. Oh, there it is.
Oh,
my
I
God.
see it.
Oh, there it is. Okay. So you see those little orbs there? What those are they're not Haunter from Pokemon. They're not Gengar. What they are is they're actually, get this, those are stars in the sky that are mistranslated across what's called the Z buffer, which the PlayStation 1 doesn't know how to properly display through its, like, you know, antiquated architecture. So basically, those stars in the sky are not part of the hitbox. Those are actual entities that are mistranslated across 3D space when you go down into the void like that. You know, guys in the chat, guys and girls and everybody else in the chat, I just want to say that you're a star as well. You know, you're not just one of many stars in a vast skybox, but you're a special, unique entity. And even if you are mistranslated across the Z buffer that is this life, that you still have a special place in the Z buffer of my heart.
Chat, also, you're all orbs.
Yeah, and orb pipe.
You're also orbs.
Oh my God, I'm getting the orbs from Spyro 2. If you guys know what I'm talking about, they're like the green and gold like orbs you collect in that game. I'm getting like some 3D printed ones of that I'm gonna like hang in my new computer.
So
It's gonna
cool.
be so
In the
cool.
computer?
Yeah, maybe. If they don't fly around like crazy from all the 12 fans I have in there, that's probably what's gonna actually happen.
Really cool.
So whatever.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. So that's it for Ice Cavern here. So yeah, Fu, I think, can I take advantage of this moment to ask you a little bit about like kind of your background with this game, your history, just your speedrun life, you know, leading up to now? Lay it on me.
So when I've speedrun games in the past, I tend to like games that aren't fully based on glitches. I like interesting movement, and I like things that aren't like, this game is like glitches all the time. I like things, I like a lot of like platformers, and I like things that aren't too much longer than an hour, because I only have so much patience, I guess. So this fit really well for me because I played it when I was younger, and it's just a really chill game. Very chill game, and it's got that interesting movement. I like collecting stuff. My first speed game was Kirby 64, any percent. So I don't know. So it just
such a cool game.
Yeah. So it just fit with my vibe, which is kind of a funny way to say it, but
Which is cute vibes, you know, just like me with this game. I totally get where you're coming from.
Yeah. So
Kirby 64 is awesome. I love that game so much.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited it's coming to the Switch. But yeah, it's...
Oh, it is?
Yes, like along with the other N64 titles, it'll be one of the ones coming up. Oh, that's clean. That's clean.
Yeah, oh, the magic stairs. Where are the magic stairs hypers at? Let's go.
That was very clean. So yeah, it's...
I'm gonna show off.
I mean, that's basically it. Like I've just had fun, and I just wanted to try out any percent, and it's like it's a fun category. I know that I have like a ton of improvement I can do. I just get busy doing a lot of different things, so it's hard to make tons of speedrunning time. But this is part of why I love this show so much, because I can have people on who are really good at the game, and I can hear about all kinds of interesting things, even with games that I don't necessarily have too much experience playing. Like, I just like learning about all of it, you know?
Yeah, I love that. I think we're all like learners in the realm of
Yeah.
speedrunning. You know, we're all interested by like the concept of optimizing a game by doing it as like quote unquote perfectly as possible. And even if you're like a layman, like just a new set of eyes to a game, or someone who's really experienced with it, I think there's always a deeper level of intrigue that comes from just watching a game. You've never seen a game before, but you're watching it being speedrun. I think it's a lot of fun to do. You know, just to go around the Twitch directory. It's like, what is this game? Like for
Why
world
doesn't
record,
it
like
look
what is
right?
this?
And then you're like, because they're out of bounds.
Yeah, this what is supposed to be happening? Like, yeah.
Well, thanks for asking. That was very sweet.
Yeah, no, I love hearing about other speedrunners' journeys. I think I don't know if you like feel me on this, but I feel like I don't get a chance to connect with many other people that do what we do, which is like speedrun and stream all the time. And
Absolutely.
it's really special to me when I can hear about someone else who's had not just this game, but just like any game sort of touch them in a way where it's not just like a casual thing, but something where you try to dig something more out of
Right.
it.
I think there's so much love to be put into retro game speedruns, because just some of them are either really broken, or they just hit that touch with nostalgia. Like maybe you already replayed a bunch anyway. So I'd say the one thing to be careful about when you are going to learn to speedrun a childhood favorite is that you'll never play the game the same way again after you learn how to speedrun it. Never going to be the same game again to you.
True.
Even if you play casually, you'll be like, but this is faster. So that's just something to keep in mind. You can still absolutely love it and love everything about it and play it somewhat casually, but you know.
Yeah. No, you're so
somebody wants
right. It just changes your whole perspective on stuff.
Whenever
yeah, go
you
ahead.
have a
There's
sec, somebody wants to hear your name origin story.
Oh yeah, I'll tell the whole story. So my username is Deoman, but it wasn't always pronounced that way. You see, when I was in 3rd grade, there was a whiteboard in the classroom that all the students could draw on. It was like separate from the teacher's whiteboard. She was like, all right, you can just draw whatever you want on this. Nothing naughty now, you know? And what I would do, since I didn't have any artistic skill, I still kind of don't. What I would do is I would go up to the whiteboard and I would grab I'd have the marker already ready and uncapped, and I would write the word yo, like really quick, little square letters, boop, 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 yo. And then I'd get out of there, I'd go to recess. And after like a week or two of doing that, there were some kids, this fateful day, I was sitting at my desk and I could hear some kids standing over by the whiteboard, and they're like, who's this person that always writes yo on the whiteboard? Who is the yo man? And I'm like, I'm the yo man. And so later that night, I went on RuneScape for the first time, and it was like, what's your username? I'm like, well, I'm clearly the yo man. So that's my username, the yo man. So, and it's stuck with me ever since. Here we are like a couple decades later or whatever. And yeah, you just can't get away from it.
Yeah, my name comes from a high school inside joke. Okay, how many people in chat right now have their names based on something from anything high school or before? Because I'm sure it's most of you. I feel like that's so common. So super common. And yeah, your name is fantastic. I love just talking about it before and, always hearing about it. I love good name origin stories. All right, so
Yeah, me
what
too.
do we have going on now in game?
So yes, I was just gonna say, so I took a little intentional death abuse right there, and now see if there's the blue guy still here. He might not be. I might have to game over. You guys know me. I'm quite an expert at gaming over in this run, so I have a feeling we'll be able to explore that a little later. But for now, we are entering the Magic Crafters homeworld, and guys, this is my favorite homeworld. I mean, it's just like, it really is like something magical. I really like the big like alpine sort of mountainous architecture of this place. So we're gonna explore a little bit of that with the supercharge ramp later in this homeworld. But for now, let's head into Alpine Ridge and show off a couple more like little tiny vortex strats, which I will fail. I'm just being honest right now. There are some crazy strats in this level that even the best of vortex runners have a lot of trouble with. The first one is a glide off of here. Now I'm just gonna show you like what it would generally look like. Oh, and what you have to do is not lose any height during that wall glide. And it is so difficult. I've watched a number of streamers just go for this for hours and not get it once. Very difficult. What's more preferred in Vortex, if you're just trying to get to the end of the level, is they'll jump off this little point right here, which you can't even see from here. And check this out. You can barely conserve enough momentum and height to make it over here early. It's a really cool test of your movement capabilities because you need to be able to preserve momentum out of a charge. You need to be able to jump and charge glide at full height. So if you guys want a cool test to see if you're up to speedrunning snuff in this game, try to get that jump.
Yeah, that was impressive. That looks really good. So have you ever gotten the other Vortex jump that you were explaining to us?
No, never. In fact, it's a pretty new one, actually.
Nice.
It's a pretty new jump, and I don't think there's been a... I might be wrong about this, but I don't think that jump has ever even been done in a run before.
Oh, not yet.
Which goes to show it's like yeah. Okay. So we're still on the cusp of like anybody out there who's like hungry for a world record.
It's
like,
possible. It's just very, very difficult. Cool.
Yeah,
Catch it.
yeah. Like so many tricks in
Right.
speedrunning.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Get enough people involved in a community, and they'll start finding things, and then people have to figure out how to work them into real runs, and I think it's really hard, and that's what Mario 64 is like.
Hey, and by the way, shout outs to the new Mario 64 120 star record by Liam. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I'm sure most of you guys in this chat have seen it, but man, how cool. I was watching Simply react to it today, and I was like, man, it's so
closer
insane.
and closer to the 137. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's a real inspiration for me in this game to like see that. It's like to me, it's very similar in terms of like 3D, and it's like really highly optimized speed run, you know, 100% category. And it gives me hope that maybe another minute barrier might be broken in this 100% category if I stick with it.
I think kind of unintended thing there that Deo just did is that enemy likes to lift and lower that platform, that like piece of ground that you go toward. But if you go kind of a little off to the right and then back left onto the land, it'll like automatically lower it for you, even if it's not on the cycle that the enemy's like lifting and lowering.
Yeah.
So
oh my God. And yeah, talk about cycles in this level. Like you are so bound by what these wizards that lift and lower the platform. You can see there's a bunch of wizards that lift and lower platforms in these Magic Crafters levels. And if I make a little mistake here or there, then I'm on a completely different cycle, and I have to be able to account for that by doing weird like little backups, like what Kung Fu was mentioning just now about like going around like a platform or something. It's pretty crazy. Now check this out. This is like one of a very small handful of out of bounds in this game. Now, normally you're supposed to just fly down there to that little opening. Well, I'm gonna go over here. Like, no, wait, Deo, don't, not the wall. Go right through it. It's just that easy. Just that easy, guys. Just that easy. Tuval found that in 2016, believe it or not, which is like many years after people like had been speedrunning this game.
nice.
To those of you guys, yeah, I'll give you guys a little bit of speedrun history here. Tuval is this legendary runner who completely blew open the original trilogy Spyro games by finding several big sequence breaks in the end game of this particular game, as well as that out of bounds, as well as gulp skip in Spyro 2, which saves many minutes in Spyro 2 any percent. And not only that, but he also found Gelato Beach skip in Super Mario Sunshine. So big ode to Tuval. We never forget him when we're running Spyro or any of these games. It's a big reminder that you don't have to be like necessarily an active runner to have a huge impact on a game's speedrun history. If you find a glitch or a sequence break that really changes the speedrun of the game, then you will go down in history. And Tuval is one of those people. By the way, great runner in his own right as well.
Yeah, Tuval's done a lot, I feel like, over the years.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's crazy for me because every day I play this game, like what you see on the screen is a product of not just Tuval, but like a ton of different people's achievements in glitch hunting. So yeah, so guys, even if you're not like keen on the idea of sitting down with a timer and getting on a live stream in front of a bunch of people and grinding out runs and going crazy with it, you can always boot up this game or any one of your favorite games and just start hunting around in them and just start to see what can you find, what looks like it wants to be broken open, and you'll be surprised what can be found still after dozens of years of some of these early 3D games still existing. You would think everything's been found, but rest assured, it hasn't.
No, of course not. I know. Yeah, even now with like more things being found in Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, which are like two biggest speedrun games, like if those still get stuff found, like you can bet that there's more there's like more out there to be explored in like almost any game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it always begs the question, like, when is a game going to be fully optimized? You know, and so far the answer to that question is never. It's never fully optimized. There's never a point where it's like, all right, here's the Mario 64 world record. It'll never get broken or whatever. Some games do get fully optimized, but with these 3D-based platformers, I mean, there's just such a wide margin, I think, for human error in your movement in terms of what's considered perfectly optimal. That it just never ends. The speed journey that you go on in a game like this never ends. So right here, this spot right here, this is going to be a pretty crazy supercharge. It's called Bike Cave. It's named after a Skype emote way back in 2013 when people used to use Skype to discuss speedrun strats. We'll see if I can get it here. I have to kill, I have to get all these enemies here. Oh my God, I did not get the bike caves, but on the bright side, we did get the kiss from the fairy, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Which is still nice, but you know, not the same.
It's all good. And even in a 120% run, it only loses a couple seconds to miss it. Come on, can I get him? Oh, it's so close. By the way, to anybody in the chat who remembers those spiders, yeah, those are definitely, it's a nightmare fuel for sure. They're actually beetles. They're actually beetles before anyone corrects me.
Okay. I mean, you don't realize that. Like, they have like the longest legs.
I call them spiders. I'm scared of spiders because of this game, dude. Like, please.
Yep.
Anyway, coming to the end of High Caves here. But yeah, so in this homeworld, there's basically a ton of really cool supercharged strats. Oh, another thing I'd like to point out that's just a weird quirk about this level is that the void, the death plane, if you will, the void down here. What do you think is going to happen if I jump into it, Boo?
Oh, I know, but
well, so I think to a normal player, it's like, well, okay, you're gonna lose a life and respawn, right? Well, here you get the fairies that grab you and take you back to the top. This is the only level that's like that, and I guess it must be so that to encourage people to play with the supercharged mechanics in this level. Which, ironically, the fastest routes throughout this level don't involve actually supercharging to any of these places, like these little caverns here. You're supposed to go like way off back in the other side of the level. So it's just funny how the developer intent like kind of veers off from what the actual optimal route.
Exactly. Like they want you to experiment with it and learn how, because it's going to be more used. Like you do it in future levels as well. You're going to want that to happen. Oh, what? How?
You guys see that egg? Yeah, what is that egg all about? Well, remember how I was saying about these fan chests earlier? When you blow them up, the fan, if you look off in the distance, flies off and hits a thief that's standing right here.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Off screen. Yeah. Super cool little stuff. There's so many things, I feel like, not just in this game, but in other 3D speed games where so many things are happening off screen that you would have no idea unless you like play the game or like learn about it. That it's like, wait, how did you get that thief egg, you know? And there's like a million examples of that through like so many speedruns.
Right.
Okay, can I show you my favorite spot in the whole game right now?
Favorite spot in the whole game. So supercharging, yeah, it's like, hello?
So you can stand on top of this lava, the Baja Blast. Remember the Baja Blast? We can stand on top of this delicious Taco Bell drink here, and what we can do is actually get the camera stuck inside this little cavern right here, and we can do the wide spiral walk. Here we go. Someone wanted to hear me sing earlier, so I'll give you this. Yep, there he goes. There we go. I'll save you guys. Luckily, the camera's not going all the way into his face right now. That's the true nightmare fuel. When you see the inside of like one of these, characters' heads, it's like, whoa, to the eyes from the back and stuff. And so that is it for that section of Magic Crafters. But, oh, I missed the double kill right there. This double, like the double destruction on these two guys right here, it's really tough because you have to turn the supercharge just ever so perfectly there. It's one of those like really nuanced things that you wouldn't really think about much if you're just watching, but to play and to try to recreate that, just that simple movement like over and over, it's just so many lost runs. It's a 6-second time loss if you miss that. So.
Be a lot. Yeah, that really adds
multiply that. Yeah, multiply that by like a dozen of those, 100 of those throughout a 120% run, and you can see why this category is like constantly challenging for even like the most experienced players. People always ask me. Here's a question I'm sure you've been asked before, also, Boo, is don't you get bored of playing the same game over and over? And so, like, my answer to that is no. Like, of course not, because this game, I'm constantly challenging myself
exactly.
here. It'd be boring. Yeah, it'd be boring if I was like doing the same like boring thing and like not trying to get better.
Yeah, if
you
you're
know.
not,
but because there's a challenge, yeah.
Right. If
go
you're
ahead.
not working on making the improvements and the changes, or trying to find like new strategies, things like that, like then yeah, it'll maybe feel a little stale to you. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So do you guys see this little ledge over here? Off to the right there, you can barely see that little ledge kind of poking out right there. This is another one of those moments. What were the developers intending here? Because I'm guessing that to get there, this is the only like casual way of reaching that area is by gliding down from this spot right up here. But you know, even as a casual player, you get over here and you're like, okay, well, I'm good. There's nothing over there. I'm moving on, right? So that's another one of those super cryptic, like late 90s platformer things where it's like, all right, you got to really take apart a level before you're ready to like get all the gems from it. Now, I'm going to miss this guy right here. And here's what's awesome about it is there's this really cool backup with this wizard. Check this out. Boom!
Whoa.
And you can just get right back up there.
What? And you don't even get hurt.
Yep, didn't even get hurt from that.
That's really cool. Again,
it's super
again,
cool.
like
And again,
there are like glitches in this game, but a lot of what is interesting about this game and why I still thought it was a good fit for the show is because it's just a lot of unintended things that you do that you can like. It's take advantage of a lot of stuff in this game against these enemies, and it is a lot of like enemy throws. You know what I mean? Things similar.
Oh my gosh!
Like that, exactly.
Right? Isn't that all? It's like right when you least expect it, there's gonna be like some crazy bounce. You know, we call them proxies, but basically Spyro just bounces up in the air like 50 feet, and it's like, whoa, wait, what was that? Like, what the heck is going on here? So this show is great because it's like we get to talk about exactly what's happening there. And right here, what I do is I glide into the wizard. I totally messed that up, but you glide into the wizard. And because you're inside of his hitbox while he's going like bam, while he's pushing you out, you're for a frame, you are somewhere where you're not supposed to be. So the game, as a failsafe, ejects you out of his hitbox with extra speed. Like
that's how you get out.
Also, to those who don't want to go for that trick in a run, there's a number of different backups. This is called a supercharged turnaround, and this very specific movement in order to keep the supercharge going backwards this way. And then you get a wall bump there in order to get enough height to get up here. So the level of nuance, these are such simple mechanics, but the way that we chain them together and the way that we sort of, just put it all together into this beautiful symphony of like weird, like little, I guess, glitchy stuff where we're bouncing off against walls and turning around the supercharge with barely enough speed. It's pretty exciting.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, that's why like you're explaining the base mechanics. And I'm like, I feel like there's more to it. It's just because of like the things that they add together. Like supercharges add a whole extra layer of mechanics that you can use and take advantage of in runs like this. And like this is the half of the run where you see that happen, or like the portion. I would say definitely like this world and then Beastmasters are definitely areas where you're like, okay, supercharges are going to get you places early that you know that they did not expect you to get to already, or you know, in ways that you wouldn't normally have done it, or it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh my God, I made a whole video about Supercharge, just talking about how like deeply nuanced it is. A cool thing, if some of you guys are familiar with Spyro 2 speedrun, is that you can do a trick in Spyro 2 called double jumping, where you jump and then press square at a specific time to get extra height in the air from your charge. So it kind of emulates a double jump. So in this game, that doesn't exist. If I jump and then press square with that timing, I just charge straight down out of the air. Well, if you're standing on top of a supercharge ramp and you do that, you get the double jump. You get that extra forward, that extra upward height while charging into the air with good timing. Again, see how you kind of shoot up into the air a little bit? That's because supercharge ramp actually changed Spyro's physical properties when you're standing on top of them. You can't see it visually, but the way Spyro attains momentum in this game is completely different when you're on top of a supercharge ramp, whether supercharge is activated or not. So it's cool, all the little things you don't see in a game like this, that once you realize it, it's like you can't unknow that little fact.
Yeah, exactly. That's super cool. Okay, I have another question from chat as well. Somebody would like to know what flight level you find the most annoying or difficult. I think they're asking both of us, but I want you to go first.
Yes. So my least favorite, well, I guess the most annoying and difficult, I like that question because it's like, it's not that it's my most or least favorite, but the most annoying and difficult one is gotta be Wild Flight. And that's the one in the next homeworld, Beastmakers, where you have to do, in order to optimally complete that, you have to do a really weird and funky sort of flop against the wall and then turn around and then kind of hit a plane like without being able to see it with the camera, and it's just really awkward. And in order to do that's in the last part of the level, so you need to execute the first half perfectly in order to like actually reach that point and be able to do that
You don't
strat.
get the
Otherwise, you
planes
have to
until
do
the
a
end of the
backup.
level
So.
now?
Correct.
Oh.
You're not supposed to get those planes till the end. Well, I mean, if on the optimal route, it doesn't really matter.
Oh,
Casually
wait,
speaking.
am I thinking about different planes? Are there 2 flight levels with
You
planes?
might be thinking about different
Okay.
planes. Yeah, almost, actually almost every flight level has planes. Guys, I want to take a moment to appreciate these spring boxes right here. This is the original triple spring box here. Every time, when I started watching Spyro streams, when they would do this, triple treat, they would
Nice.
say. I got triple treat, hypers in the chat. So can we please get some triple treat hype in this GDQ chat? Now, so here's where things get
Okay.
real. So this dragon, we're gonna talk to. I want you to listen to what he says here.
Listen carefully, Spyro. There's a secret area in the artisan home. It is at the waterfall. Try jumping on the stones there.
Artisan home, waterfall. Sounds good.
Okay, he tells us a little secret. We have to go back to the artisan's homeworld, jump on the stones, and it'll unlock the waterfall level, which he's talking about Sunny Flight. Remember that level at the very beginning with the stones? That's what he's talking about. Now, I didn't even know that dragon existed because as a kid, by the time you get to this part of the game, you're used to most of the dragons saying, "Thank you for releasing me," just like some canned dialogue that is not useful at all. But with that, if you listen to that very last dragon of Wizard Peak, he tells you a really cool secret, and he's so like well hidden as well in
Yeah.
that way. So here's it doesn't end here because now, if we go back to artisans, well, first we're gonna talk to Tucko. We're gonna say stay here. I'm gonna test something real quick. I don't think this works. Okay. Anyways, when we go back to artisans, what's gonna happen now is when we jump on those stones, we're gonna be greeted with a special little Easter egg, and
Oh.
it's so subtle. It's something you'll never notice, like unless you look for it. But remember how when we jumped on those stones before, they did not make a sound, they didn't do anything, right? Well, now that we've talked to that dragon and we haven't opened Sunny Flight yet, here's what they do. Bloop, bloop, bloop. They make noises. And they light up sequentially before you hit them all. Now, I know that might not seem like a lot to you guys, but let me tell you, I did not know this existed until like a couple months ago. It's crazy what you learn about this game, like just by casually going through it a little bit. Fun fact, it's actually a chromatic scale. So hold on, let me see if I can play it musically accurately here. I think it's like this. Yes. Dun, dun. Yeah, we did it. We
Yay.
unlocked Sunny Flight as intended by the developers.
cool.
Okay, even though most people, I'm sure, if you're anything like how I was when I was a kid, you just jumped on those stones, at the beginning of the game until
then
you
ta-da.
magically
Right,
got it. And
exactly.
then, and then
Exactly. Okay, so somebody's asking how much of a percentage does each gem count for? And I feel like that's
That's such a good question, actually, because even the developers themselves confirm that the math behind the percentage to gem ratio makes absolutely no sense at all. It makes no sense. So, so basically, there are 14,000 gems in this game, and that accounts for 120%, right? If we're not including the dragons,
right.
or
No
anything.
dragons or eggs. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, 100% is 12,000, right? Before we enter the final level for 120%. So if you do that math, and I'm not an expert at math, but I'm pretty sure those percentages don't actually make full sense right there. If 14,000 is 120, then 12,000 isn't 100%. But I don't know. Look, I'm not a mathematician. I'm just a speedrunner. All I'm saying is we did at what's his name? One of the developers on Twitter, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't know why we made it 120%. It was just the times.
It was the times.
It was just the era."
That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Now, one thing I want to show you guys here. Check this out. So when I flame this box normally, Spyro flies up into the air like this. I can't skip this.
Right.
But what I can do is crash into the to the bottom of that little ledge that the box was on, and then by crashing into, I was kind of mentioning this in Night Fight,
Right.
when you crash into it, it skips the animation completely. So it's a really cool little speed strat right there. And now we should have everything in Artisans, beautiful 100% quote unquote Artisans there. And yeah, let's move back to Magic Crafters and keep this run going. I really wanted to show you guys those stones. I know it may not seem like much, but to me, it was the most mind-blowing experience to see those stones light up when I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting them to.
That's like
coming back on a
what I
practice pile.
remember, but I also know that you can just activate it early. So I don't know like when I've seen that. I just know that I've seen it. You know, it's like must have been part
Yeah.
of my younger brain somehow.
I'm at 0 lives, and I'm gonna try this wall glide here, which I'm probably gonna fail. That's okay, because we'll respawn right there anyways. Okay, that's not that's not happening. That is another one of those really cool, challenging trick wall glides that you can do. It serves no valuable purpose in speedrunning, but if you can do it, you're certified cool in my book.
Yeah. I mean, it seems cool.
Oh, and here's this guy.
There he is.
I'm sorry, I
No,
didn't mean to
please.
cut you off there. This is this guy right here. I know, it's just cool thing after cool thing in this game that I just never get to show off. So excuse me for getting a little overexcited here, Foo. Anyways, I have this little section right here. And normally this guy right here, he doesn't come down from here. If you let him get up here, he doesn't come back down. The idea is that you have to come back later and try to get him again. But if you use a very specific little trick here, let's see if we can get it. You can hit him like
Oh,
that.
you can get your flame to go like angle upright.
Yeah,
That's
isn't that
awesome.
weird? Like you would never expect to do that, but yeah, by flame charge jumping, you can make the flame go like way
Oh,
vertical.
that's super cool. That is very cool.
Yeah, very.
So we
Oh, check this out.
Oh, and you can get around. Oh,
Go
super
ahead.
cool. Okay, so because we are getting close to halfway through the game, I know that the last like world is a little shorter, but we're still getting like toward our halfway point. Yeah, it seems like we're having a good time. But
What do you say?
Huh?
What do you say we have a little stretch?
Yeah, we could-
Foo? Like kind of take up, kind of.
we could do it now or at the end of this world. It's kind of up to you. I just want to make sure that you like.
I don't know. What is the chat room thing? What do you guys want to? You guys want to get up and stretch for a moment, kind of
You want
alleviate our
me water
brains
now
from all
or
this
in like a
Spyro
few
madness?
minutes?
I'm kind of down right now because
Yeah.
I have a really cool trick to show right after this. Okay, so I'm gonna
Perfect.
get up. I'm gonna do a couple stretches. Me and Foo were talking about this before the run. We're gonna get some stretches going. Morton, thank you for the 5 gifts, guys. Let's get up
Awesome.
and kind of stretch out a little bit here.
Awesome. Okay, so we will be back very shortly. Then we're going to take a quick wellness break. Everybody just get up, stretch, get water, things like that. And because we definitely have plenty more game left to see, we just want to make sure, we don't, if any kind of session goes on too long, yeah, somebody needs to use the restroom, do that. Perfect timing. I could go myself. Too much information for chat. I apologize. Let's, yeah, everybody get up and stretch.
Take care of yourself,
Yeah.
guys. Don't sit in front of a TV for 6 hours like
Yes,
we do, okay?
exactly.
Just get up and just get a good stretch
Yeah,
going,
that's-
just like you used to do in school. you
Agreed. Yeah,
remember?
this is one of the things
Oh,
that I
yeah.
actually really appreciate about doing Hotfix is that we have wellness breaks. Wellness breaks are so important. So this is a great reminder to do this. So we'll be back in just a few. Stick around and you get to see apparently an awesome trick coming right up. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. We are back with some more That's Never Happened Before. Again, we have on Deo Man, who is in the middle of his 120% plus extra kind of run exhibition, which is kind of like, it's really exhibitions at this point on the show, which is my favorite. I love seeing these and hearing about these and learning about these. So, Deo, I'm going to leave it to you. Feel free to count back down so we can get that timer going again and show us
Of course.
the trick you were going to show us.
All right, so here goes the timer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. And we are right back into the run, guys. So here we have a very unique trick, a one of a kind in this game. You'll notice if you look at this dragon and this level portal that they are very close to one another. Now, a discerning, thoughtful person in the chat might think that you can actually grab this dragon while entering through the portal, and you'd be right. It's actually possible. But we have to get the camera stuck on the edge of the portal in order to make that happen. You see, the level doesn't load until the camera touches the portal, not Spyro, but the camera. So let's see if we can get the camera stuck along the side here and then jump in And I think we got it. You can see a very small white flash right
Is
there.
that always the
where I
case?
touch Boldar through the portal.
For entering
Yep.
levels, you always have to get the
That is
camera in it.
Correct. And so you'll actually notice in top level runs of this game, especially in the later homeworld, you'll enter a level in a way that seems not optimal, but it's because that's the fastest way to get the camera to touch the level, not Spyro. You'll enter it like in the middle or at the end rather than right at the closest point to you.
Okay, gotcha.
Pretty wild.
I would say this is my most frustrating play, personally. Because of
It's the planes,
because of
right?
the planes at the beginning. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. This is my least
Yep.
favorite.
Yeah, once I learned, I'm telling you, once you learn about like getting those planes early, I even missed a plane here, by the way. So just to go to show, like, I think some of your frustration is wearing off on me here, but luckily we can just grab them right here, no problem.
Right, yeah, there's like
yeah,
backup
this level
for
is
it,
very
but
annoying.
it's still like, it's just a little bit tighter in timing and yeah.
Yeah, if there's one flight level that if you learn the strat for it, just completely makes it way easier. The casually doing this level, I remember, like as a kid, I was so frustrated. I was just like you. I was like, how do you get these planes without running out of time? It's so hard. And there we go. Boldar's been collected already. But just because I love this dragon so much, I'm just gonna watch him talk. He's one of these old person dragons that's like, been back in my
This
day.
portal leads to a special place where you can learn to fly. I remember when I was a young dragon, earning my wings.
Learn to fly. Got it.
And then Spyro with these dragon cutscenes, the unique ones like this are so special because Spyro will give you, after this like endearing old dragon's like, back in my day, and you're all like excited as a player, like, oh, what about back in your day? Maybe he's gonna tell us something. Then Spyro just cuts him off with the most angsty adolescent response, like, yeah, okay, whatever, old man, see you later.
Always.
I just
Old
love the character
dragon.
building there. It's so subtle, but so fun. Yeah, it's so cute, so cute.
I run.
All right, so we're in Blowhard. Now here is another vortex strat right here. Let me see if I can get it. I have to get this aimed just right. Gotta aim it like over here. No, wait, give me a moment.
You're trying to get hit in the middle of the jump.
I'm gonna. Yes, just like that. Come on, get over it. No!
Oh my gosh, that was really cool. Wait, try it again.
See how close
again.
that was. Oh my, yeah, I gotta
Have
try
to
it again now. Now I gotta
So
go.
it's in the middle of the jump. You get the hit, and then it'll boost you up.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, come on, dude. Why am I getting so
No,
close?
I
All right, let me take it
definitely
down.
do it again.
I gotta get it now. I gotta get it. Yeah, so this is another Vortex only strat. And again, just to recap to anyone just arriving here, Vortex is a category in this game, a miscellaneous category where you enter a cheat code at the beginning in order to unlock all of the homeworld. And what this allows you to do is bypass the gem and dragon requirement. I could have had that. Bypass the dragon and gem requirement. And what that means is all you got to do is enter every exit level Vortex. And so it makes for this really fun, just raw movement based category where you're doing all these crazy little tricks like this that for me are just not really useful at all in 120% or any percent, the other main categories. Oh, come on. Oh, hold on. I gotta like get him while I'm coming up here. This manipulates his AI to shoot up in the right spot. See that? And now we can go here and hang out with the dragon.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Pretty cool, pretty cool. And yeah, so now and a cool little side effect of this is now when I go back into this area here and complete it backward, is we basically cannot exit out this way. Normally this door opens after you hit the first phase of Blowhard, but now I can't exit. I'm stuck basically. Well, until I go back out the other way. So cool little side effect there. That also happens on the Metalhead fight if you sequence break it.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I mean, I've never done it this way, so.
Yeah, and there's that
it is.
first cycle of Metalhead
You have
right
to go
there.
back down and
or
hit
pardon me,
him.
of Blowhard. Oh, did I hit him while going in the... Dude, that was a very swaggy plane right there. Okay.
Totally intended.
Excuse
Definitely
me.
on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. World record holder, by the way. You know, no big. And I'm humble. All right, so that's about everything in this section. We're going to take this very conveniently placed little wind tunnel and go on with the rest
Dave
of the
was
level.
just showing us ahead of
This
time.
level... Yeah, I was just looking at you. I'll give you a little sneak peek, you know? And with this boss, I mean, guys, just take a moment and look at this boss. Like, what is he supposed to be? Oh my God. I take 1 second to look at the boss. I take 1 second. What is this boss? Like, somebody please answer me. Like, this is a hurricane hat, like on top of a like a carrot or something. I have to go back and get the first cycle here.
It's,
I call him Tornado Joe.
Yes.
I mean,
the tornado.
so I'm just gonna go with
farmer wizard.
that. A tornado hurricane hat. Beautiful. With an interesting yellow sort of thing going on.
It's a pretty glorious beard, I will say so.
And yeah, it's a beard. I never thought about
really?
that. You're
It's a
right.
beard.
It's
Yeah.
a beard. He's like a wizard. It's like a beard. Oh my God. Ooh, you just blew my mind right now. It's a beard. Guys, you learn something new every day.
I don't know, I've always seen it as a beard.
My God.
Is this a rebroadcast?
Ooh, I think
No. Well, by the time
I think you could be a pretty good runner of this game. No, this is not a rebroadcast. We see all of your messages right now. Don't worry. Who's got you?
I see you, Sunny Defender. Don't think you can get away with that.
Okay,
No,
so where are we
it's
at? Can't get away with calling this pre-recorded. We're all in the
Well,
chat
some
here.
people-
By the way, speaking of which, happy birthday to Pander, the Vortex runner. We love you, Pander.
Aw.
Big hype for
Happy
Pander.
birthday. Yeah, I was going to say, some people are going to be watching this on the YouTube channel. By the way, we have a YouTube channel, so if you're watching this live, feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's a lot of cool stuff on there. YouTube.com/GamesOnQuick. So for those people, it will be a VOD style, but nope.
If you're watching on YouTube, hello from
Yes.
the future. This is now live. Hello, YouTube. This is a live future time traveling stream
Yep, that's
here.
how it actually works.
Okay, there's the gem.
Oh, you're missing the
I
one.
finally. Oh, there's one more thing. Yeah, I know. I was just missing that one gem. There's one more thing I have to show you
Please
here,
do.
Pooh. This is by far the coolest trick in the whole homeworld. In fact, I think, did I get the wizards down here? Let me just double check here. I'm just messing around here. Yeah, I got the wizard. So what I'm going to do is Death Abuse right here, which should respawn the wizard.
Okay.
Now check this out. Once we get back to the supercharged ramp, see you later to that little blue guy. And once we get back to the supercharged ramp, we're gonna do one of the coolest little boosts. Remember how we'll shoot up really far in the air if we can preserve our momentum correctly? Well, we're got to go with full charge speed into the air and see what happens. Here we go. Boom! One of the biggest bumps in the game. And now we get the big lay of the land of Magic Crafters. This is, fun fact, one of the oldest known glitches or tricks in this game, dating all the way back to old GameFAQs walkthroughs from the early 2000s.
Okay, now that is the prime info we want to learn on this type of show. That's the stuff I want to know.
I'm here to deliver the useless
No,
speedrun
it's
knowledge.
so cool being like an OG glitch found back in GameFAQs days. Like that's really cool.
Yeah. No, I love it. And all of the cool tricks. I'll do another one of those later in Lofty Castle. But here we are, guys, in Beastmakers. We're technically halfway through the game at this point. A little bit more than that, considering the amount of completion I've done. But yeah, now we start to fight some of these like little charge pad guys. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try something here real quick, okay? I'm just going to try something. It's probably not going to work. That's okay. I'm not going to sit here and grind it out. But what you can do is if you touch a dragon, very specifically, and I mean very specifically, there is a small chance that you'll cause those electric pads down there. Nasty knock. I love all the dragons here. Anyways, there's a small chance that you can make the electric pad infinite. You see that? Look at that. It's infinite. And he charged it again. So what would have happened if I didn't get shocked there is if I'd have gone over to that guy, landed on the charge pad and flamed him, I would have soft locked myself. It was, but did you see the infinite charge pad over there?
I guess that makes sense for a soft
That's so
lock
cool, right?
because you can't get off of that.
Yeah, you can't get off of that. If it's constantly electrocuting you, you can't move. You're locked out of movement. And then if you flame the guy as you're going onto it, he doesn't reactivate
so
it
then it's
to
just
make
there.
it non-infinite anymore.
Wild.
Yeah, the same thing can happen in this level right here too. And yes, I have lost runs to this by touching a dragon like almost frame perfectly at the same time they activate the electric.
Oh, okay, here's a great question
Yeah.
for you, Deo, from chat. What dragon do
Yeah.
you think has the coolest aesthetic? That's
Oh, wow. Great. You know what? He's in this level. He's in this level. I'm going to show you. We're
wow,
gonna watch
that was
him.
good timing. Okay.
Yeah, that was actually really good timing. I can't believe his name is escaping me, but we're going to watch him because he is in the, at least he's in the coolest, he's in the most comfy position of all of the dragons. So I think you guys can appreciate a nice comfy
Is that
chat,
why you
right?
like
So
it the
that's
best?
what this
because
dragon's
it's
all
the
about.
comfiest dragon?
Because he's comfy, yeah, because he's comfy. He's just right here in his little swamp, you know, no biggie. Big Shrek vibe. All right, so going down here. Now, if I were to complete this area like more, like literally perfectly, then you could get on a different cycle with these charge pads here. Notice how the same situation is happening here, where if I touch that dragon incorrectly, one of those pads could be infinite. Let's see if that actually happened. We could actually sit here and
Okay.
watch. No, it didn't. Thank goodness. Now, we're gonna clean up the rest of these, what's it called? Just gems and fireworks. But this area here, I wanted to kind of ask, again, like kind of query the chat, like what is up with this area? Like the only way you can really reach it is either by charge gliding from here. Like if you just do an empty glide, you're not making that.
Yeah.
Well, unless you're me, I almost made that. And then you can also get it from the other side, but I think you're intended to go all the way from the top of the end area of this level back over here.
Wait.
And it's just awkward because it's just awkward. It's an awkward spot in the
Can you get
level
from
that it's like, where did the developers?
This ledge that
Go
you're
ahead.
on right now, can you get from there down over there?
Yeah, you mean
Right
like
here.
over this way?
Or yeah, like down to that lower
Yeah.
platform. You could get it from there. Oh wait,
Yeah,
but how
so
would
you
you
can
get
like
over
skip
there?
all of these guys here by doing this.
It-
But in order to get over
You
there,
have to already-
check this out. You have to do it. You have to already do a kind of unintended strat where it's like you jump from over here like with a blind
yeah.
jump, or you jump. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Or from over here with a wall
Yeah, no.
glide, which it's like, you know, this wall is very precariously placed. Like, did the developers want me to do this? Like, I don't know. You know,
Maybe.
it's like one of
I
those
think
things.
they do intend for a lot of like backtracking from the end of the levels thing, like strats. I think they do intend for that.
Yeah, and so we're gonna get to like a tower at the end where I think that's where the intention was that you glide from there and kind of glide around like a blind corner in order to get it. Oh, he's gonna get me. Get away. I can't. No. Okay, invincibility. Okay, we're good. We're living. These charge pads are the bane of my existence. They're so hard to work around because they are global cycles, these guys. So if you do the first part of the level perfectly, then you can get the best cycle. But if you like even mess up your movement a tiny bit, you're gonna be losing a few seconds to a bad
Right,
cycle.
exactly. And then
it's
it-
really here's the guy.
Look at it.
Here's the
Good
dragon.
job,
Look at
Spyro.
him.
One day you'll be
Best
able to tell all
aesthetics
the
of any
dragons
dragon in
about
a game.
your amazing
He's
adventures.
chilling. Oh
Sure,
my
but
goodness.
What I'd really like to do is get
Big
out of this.
comfy.
Oh
Big
my
comfy.
goodness. Yeah,
Cyprin, that's his
a,
name.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
It's like it really does beg the question: what and what isn't intended. Like that's a comment from chat. It's just like, what do the developers want from it? Like I feel like we needed to get a developer on a call for this episode specifically.
Oh yeah. That would be so cool,
That would be
actually.
really
That would be
cool.
so cool. Not just for this episode, but for any one of these like little exhibition
Yes.
episodes where it's like, what did the developers intend? I feel like that's always a question we're grappling with
Yeah.
as speedrunners is like, is this unintended? You know, is charging before gliding unintended? Is this mechanic where I make gems home in from a flame unintended?
Now I want to do
you
that
know?
with like a future.
Here's the spot that we were talking about earlier, by the way, where you can glide all the way from here to back there, which is like kind of an awkward guess, but that's the best guess we have of like what the developers
Yeah.
intended to get into that
I
area.
think it could
Right?
be. I think you have to get it for other stuff anyway. Or here, yeah. So you
I
get
know,
like
it's
way
like-
up here,
You can never know.
over here.
Yeah, and then you can just like jump off this side, but you can't see it from here unless you
Yeah.
like really crank the camera. So you just have to guess. You'd have to like. It's a lot of this game really makes you think, like from an environment sort of like standpoint.
Yeah.
It really makes you think. I think I don't.
Huh.
And here's the end of the level. That's about it. There is a couple of cool vortex strats here that I didn't show off that involve using some of those electric enemies to like boost up high and glide around. But we're going to go ahead and skip those for now and move on to the next level here, which is going to be my least favorite flying level, or at least the most frustrating one that we mentioned earlier, Wild Flight. And after Wild Flight, guys, stick around because I have a very special surprise for you after. Bear in mind, this delicious soda Mountain Dew-esque lemon lime beverage that I fell into does make me take damage, right? So just bear that in mind for once I complete Wild Flight. I'm gonna show off a really cool glitch. One of very few in this game. But first, we're just gonna clean things up here. Oh, also, well, I'll point this out with these shrubs later. These shrubs, do they shake it off? Oh, they don't shake off the ash. Oh my God, they're not like the cacti. I feel like I've ruined the shrub forever. Oh my
it's
God.
not as
Anyway.
good. Oh gosh.
I know.
The guilt sets in.
I'm conditioned. I'm so guilty. I can't handle it. But yeah, no, those shrubs actually manifest in the next level after this, Misty Bog, as a very, very frustrating enemy. Any of you guys who played this game casually know what I'm talking about. The enemies in Misty Bog are so rough.
I hate
And
Misty
then
Bog.
you got these little shrubs that, yep, you're one of those people.
I
It's
hate
true.
Misty
Like
Bog.
you hate Bog.
hate it.
You hate to see a
This is that
Bog.
one area that you know the area I'm talking about too.
Oh yeah, yep, the
Yes.
island with all of there's like 14
Yes.
enemies like all in a tiny room. You just can't get
I
past
hate
there
it.
without getting hit, basically.
I can't.
Here's the strat I was talking about that makes this level really annoying. You have to flop right
Oh,
there. This
yeah.
is the optimal strategy here. And then collect all of that
That
stuff.
is really awkward.
You can even hit that other plane that passed me and then go over here. And then I have to turn into the wall very, very late after
Ooh,
getting that
Those are really close together.
last
Yeah.
buck. So
Yeah.
imagine being on world record pace like an hour into the game and like you have to do all that. It's very
Stressful, for
stressful.
sure.
Now, anyway, here is a really cool glitch right here. Now we have 0 lives, which is perfect. What we're gonna do is similarly with Boldar skip, where we skip that one dragon by entering the other flight level. We're gonna get the camera stuck here on the edge of the archway, holding R2 to do that. And then I'm gonna press R1 to roll into the level. Now the camera will never touch the portal. And so that causes an interesting transition state to occur for Spyro when we respawn here, where the game thinks he's going into a level, so it turns off damage.
Oh my gosh.
So cool. So now you can just explore Beastmakers all you want with invincibility. We call this glitch and other invincibility glitches similar to it, different forms of zombie, because it's almost like Spyro's in a zombified state. Another way to activate it is by getting hit on your final like no sparks level and touching a dragon, which I'll be doing later in the run as well. But if we go all the way to the end, you can see the edge of the level, but the developers still had, and again, another nod to the developers here, they still had the foresight to put an invisible wall there just to be safe, just in case something like this was found. And I think that's like pretty, kind of annoying for me as a speedrunner, but cool from a development standpoint, you know?
So I was just playing an indie game, and I was gonna bring this up earlier. It was really, really fun, really interesting game. Kana Bridge of Spirits, for those who haven't played it, would recommend. It's awesome. And it's kind of collectathon-y sort of, but and it's got some platforming. Like there's a lot that you would probably like about it. It's beautiful, the music's awesome, and the bosses are really hard. And it has like no invincibility frames. So if you get hit twice,
oh,
it messes you up.
I know a lot of other indie games are. I think is Hollow Knight like that? I'm not sure. I know it's either Hollow Knight or some other game like that, where it's like if you're sitting inside an enemy's hitbox, you just get completely eviscerated,
yeah, I think
and that's like
you do have like a
so
few
punishing.
frames of invincibility, but this game has like basically none. I also found one exploit, since it is like the first game from an indie company, which I was really impressed with. But they had, I was able to get through the floor, and I found a floor plane underneath part of a level that had collision, and I accidentally reset some flags for the game. So I didn't completely reset flags and like go back in time all the way, but I did reset flags for part of the level to like reset how it was supposed to look. But at least it like didn't completely undo it, because I didn't want to have to like refight a boss. But
That's wild. Like you completely like found a glitch.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
it wasn't
that's pretty
helpful,
cool.
but you know, once you got through the floor like that, there was no invisible wall at the end. Like they didn't have that set up, so you would just kind of walk off into the abyss, and that was it. Because I don't think that was something they accounted for. So the fact that Insomniac decided to be like, you know what, just in case, it's like really saying something. Like that's saying a lot, especially for an older game. Like you don't always think about that.
Again, just to put that in perspective, like that little trick I showed you guys, like they accounted for that in 1998 for a trick that was found in like the 2010s.
Yeah.
You know?
Isn't that wild?
Like that's so
Yes,
cool.
I agree. Oh, there was a question like way earlier in chat is saying there is no hover in this game. I think they introduced that.
No,
in
there's
Spyro
not.
2?
Yeah, so there's not. So basically in this game, yeah, exactly correct. In Spyro 2, they introduced the hover mechanic. And what they're referring to is whenever you glide in this game and press triangle, this is what happens. Let me show you. He just drops right to the floor, just like that. And so in this game, we call it triangle dropping, or at least that's what I call it. You just press triangle and it drops you. And the annoying thing about that actually is that it locks you into an animation when you do that. So when you do this, even if you press charge or something, you can't charge out of it. But that triangle drop, here's where it gets interesting. The triangle drop can be canceled with a glide. So what you can do is if you want to charge out of a triangle drop, like say you're trying to do a precise glide and you're overshooting it, you need to drop extra height. What you can do is glide, triangle drop, glide, and then charge out of it.
Okay.
And I do that when I exit certain levels, because some levels, they shoot you out the wrong way to where you're trying to go. You're trying to go off to the left, and it shoots you out straight out. So you'll triangle drop and glide cancel charge is like the whole nomenclature for that.
Outside of the Dreamweaver's world, when you leave the boss level, if you just glide straight out, you go like right down the stairs.
Exactly. Exactly correct.
There-
Yep. It sounds like you've done that before.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Question
me
in chat is there a rando for this? Is there a randomizer for Spyro 1? I don't think so.
A randomizer? No,
Not
there's
yet.
not. I think the closest thing we have, yeah, not yet actually. There is. I will say there is a very passionate emulation sort of like community for this game. I would say. There's people you could talk to. Join the Spyro speedrunning Discord and just ask around about different like odds and ends of randomizer. There was a Spyro 2 bingo that was really popular for a long time. But ask around about randomizer because I'm honestly not the person to ask about that. I don't really know. But there are people in the community that can kind of point you in the right direction or at least show you different fan projects that people are working on.
For sure.
There's actually a lot of interesting fan stuff that's happening in the current works right now. But I'll save my breath because I don't want to spread any misinformation.
Right. Yeah, but I
here.
mean, you can always keep your eyes out and see like what's coming up, and yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff out there. I think the most common, I would say, maybe hacks, randomizers, which I mean, I don't know how in detail I want to get like on hotfix, but we do have stuff like that here occasionally. There's a lot of Mario stuff out there. I just wonder if people will be able to get on top of more Spyro things. I think that'd actually be really fun. I would love to play.
It's super cool. This is one of those really hard games to mod because we don't have access to the source code. So there's a lot of like fan, like reverse engineering type stuff that has to happen before fan mod can happen.
Maybe
Anyway,
one day.
so check this out. Maybe one day. So you guys see this island in front of me? This is it. Fu knows I'm like bringing back nightmares for Fu right now. This island contains the highest density of dangerous enemies in the entire game. See these 3 frogs? They are merely the guardians of the onslaught that we are about to see here. Let's get these frogs and see just how many enemies. In fact, will I get hit here? Let's see. I already got hit. Like I was in that room for 2 seconds and I got hit.
I took this
And we
so
cleared-
slow. Oh! Okay, you got it.
And then the frogs, they start jumping around like that. So it makes for cleaning up that room. The amount of AI that's happening there, while manipulatable, is so like random, and they jump from this spot to that spot. Random isn't the right word, but it's practically random for a human to accurately do that room the same way every time. So the last thing I want to do before I'm done with this level here is I just want to show off real quick that there is a really fun old any percent current vortex strat. I barely made that jump. Current vortex strat where is there a chicken back here? I think I can get it with the blue spark. Let's see. So this is the beginning of the level, right? Well, say you want to go straight to the end of the level. This is very easy to do. Here you go.
This is what any percent used to have as well.
Correct. This is the old any percent route.
Ta-da,
Yeah.
easy.
And then you just exit the level. Ta-da. That's simple. Did I get all the gems? Yeah.
Awesome.
Very cool. So we are exiting Bog right now. Fu's favorite level. We are out of there now.
We're done.
And I just want to point something out real quick, just like mechanically about enemies and getting gems to home in. When you flame these enemies, the gem doesn't home in. I already got his gem, so we just got a free sparks there. That was actually kind of cool. But normally the gems don't home in, they just pop up into the air and then land on the ground. Well, if you flame and then charge into them very specifically, like you have to have the exact right timing and spacing on them, you can convince the game that you actually charged into them because you'll be charging right over the point where the gem spawns. So I'll try to point that out a little bit more as we get into it, but that's a technique that I've been sort of using throughout this run and that you'll see high-level Spyro players do. We really quickly press from a flame to charge like this. I even keep my thumb like over the button just like that, just so it's as quick of a motion
That's
as
really
possible.
useful.
Check
That's
this
useful
out.
to know.
Yeah, right? So I'm able to make that little guy's gem home in from a flame when ordinarily, again, I'll show you guys right here, it wouldn't do that normally. Oh, watch out for the banana. So it didn't work on that guy, but on this one, I flame and then charge very close to him with a very specific timing and you get it. So that's another fun thing you can practice casually in this game if you ever boot it back up.
Yep.
It's so crazy speedrunning this game with that technique because every enemy has a different like spacing and timing for what we call that flame chart, right? So it's just fun and deep. But anyway.
Yeah, not having sparks for these areas can be a little annoying.
Kind of stressful, kind of to say the least.
You actually have to tap
Yeah,
every
imagine
gem.
you're trying to go. Exactly. Imagine you're trying to go like on world record pace, take the straightest lines possible. Then all of a sudden you have to change your entire approach so that you physically go through every
and
gem.
if that
It's
was
very
on like
frustrating, difficult.
a level with all these cycles, then you would automatically be losing time for that. And you wouldn't make a lot of things.
Automatic.
So for any percent,
Oh,
if you feel like it at any point, feel free to show like that thought. There's like a side jump that I think is really tough to get.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna death abuse to go back there real quick. So here we go.
Yeah, there's some like unintended jumps. Even one of the intended jumps, I feel like is you would not consider in first as a casual player, and you'd be like, how do I do this?
We're gonna talk about all of that right now. So basically, in this section here, what we want to do is we want to get over to that island over there, right? But normally, if we just like charge over there, it's kind of hard to make it all the way. You'll see that like I barely don't have enough speed. Well, if you're good at if you understand the supercharged momentum like mechanics of this game, you can know to jump onto it or charge jump onto it and jump extra late off the ramp in order to get over there early. But that's not the fastest thing.
Right.
A second faster, pardon me, a half a second faster would be to do something called the Laura launch. Check this out. By doing that, by precisely manipulating the supercharged momentum right there.
Wait, do it again.
We can kind of get a bump off the little edge. I'll do it one more time. This is called the Laura launch. Hopefully I can get it twice. Ah, there it is. You see, I kind of bumped off the curb on the side of the ramp there while getting extra speed from the supercharge.
Very cool.
So it all translates supercharged momentum forward,
So you're,
forward and
so
upward.
you're on the
It's so
ramp just
cool.
long enough to start getting that supercharged speed, and then you're able to get the jump pass. Very cool.
Yeah, you get like a little bump off this little corner. Now, what if I told you that even isn't the optimal strategy anymore? Recently on Twitter, a non-Spyro player, if anyone knows their name, feel free to share it in the chat. It eludes me right now. But a non-Spyro player found that you can actually go straight through a couple of these spikes. Let me see if I can get it. There, just like that. And that is the optimal way to get to this island. And I missed.
That's cool. Oh my gosh.
And so all three of these strategies are within a second of each other. And so whichever one you go for says a lot about how you value the risk to reward sort of swag strat value in your speedrun. So it's cool how you learn a little bit about someone's like speedrun personality depending on how they complete that thing. Pretty cool, right?
Yes.
I mean, you wouldn't think there's like 3 different ways to get to that island. Like, oh, and I'm not done yet because actually, let's talk about the casual way to get to that island, right? Again, the developers didn't intend you to supercharge all the way over there like that, right? What they wanted you to do is, and again, what we think they wanted you to do is something like this. Yeah, something like that. And again, let me not jump onto the supercharge ramp. Let me just like do it as like casually as realistically possible. Go over here. Oh. Back over this way. And now we turn to the right here.
And you go up.
Go up this
the
way.
wrong direction.
And then go off this ramp, and then you can make it up over there.
How?
Isn't that crazy?
How does that make that make sense?
Yeah, how is that the easy way? That's the casual way right there, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah, this level is a mess. It's awesome.
Yes.
This is one of the coolest levels to play around with
Yes,
supercharging.
absolutely. I mean, that's what this level is really based on, like what it's all about. Besides bananas, gotta get that potassium. Get the potassium.
Shout out to the
Get the
banana.
banana.
Yeah.
For anybody who's played Deltarune. Don't worry, it's not. I wouldn't say it's a spoiler by any means. For those who haven't.
Oh my god.
But
spoiled.
no, don't worry, it's all good. It was super fun, but yeah, there's a lot of supercharging around here, and again, like that's probably the wildest casual strat that you need to do, and then there's another one that also goes up and down several ramps. Like there's a couple of these that you're like, how on earth are you supposed to know? Like that takes a lot of experimentation, so it's cool to see speedrunners be like, well, this is easier actually.
Yeah, it's like the speedrun strat a lot of times is easier than like what the crazy casual thing is. Now right there, I got up to this level early. Yeah, so not intended. You guys want to see the intended way again? And Phoenix Aki said this in the chat just now. The way you're supposed to figure out these strats is, I'm gonna take a death abuse right here just so you can see what I'm talking about. Is you're supposed to look at the thieves. So let me see if the thieves spawn back here.
And so it will give you the path, which is that's good. At least they give you something to follow.
Yeah, but you have to be like really quick with them because as you can tell, I already activated this thief and now he's not coming back to show me his path again. You know, so if you weren't paying attention the first time, you know, then sorry, it's that type of thing. But here's the casual path here, right? Instead of doing that little wall bump, supposed to go down over this way, which is kind of cool. You can kind of guess that sort of, that you go down over here and then you charge all the way around the back, jump over this, and now you have extra supercharge speed to get up to the very top.
More straightforward than the other one, but
yeah, I would say so.
But yeah, it's like it feels kind of long and I mean almost convoluted. It's pretty cool. It just depends on how you see it.
Yeah, this is a convoluted level casually, but it's but it's a lot more straightforward as a speed run, which is like kind of a weird thing. You'd think it'd be the other way around.
Yeah, I think he was using just like that little tiny corner at the edge of that high platform that we landed on to kind of give him that extra boost up. But you know, we have move on.
Let me take a moment here. So I want to give a quick shout out to our boy here on the GDQ stream, Spike Vegeta.
Love Spike.
I watched Spike Vegeta's any percent PB on this game, and he very like most of us did as kids. He jumped right into this thinking it was a level, and of course, lost one of his stocks from that, and was like, "What? Why does that do damage?" And dude, if that didn't resonate with me, childhood me, then I don't know what did. Watching that was so endearing. So now every time I see this little spot here, this is the Spike Vegeta play. You know, let it be known.
I love hearing that.
Let it be known.
Knowing that taking damage there reminds you.
It really does. And also another cool, now back to like speedrun tech stuff here. This little wall right here, it's one of those walls that's barely not high enough. And you know what we like to do with walls that barely aren't high enough? We do one of those spin jumps and do kind of a Tony Hawk, kind of kiss the rail to get up there, right? Kind of rub along the edge. You can even do that with just a straight jump like that. But by being more parallel with the edge, it makes it more lenient towards you. So now you don't have to go around that whole other part of the level here to get back to this
it's
area.
great for
now,
any
Metalhead. Yes, exactly. It's useful for any percent. Now, something that might give some of you guys a headache, but it's just like a funny little PS1 architecture thing, is look at this portal right now. It's stretching out.
Whoa.
Why? It's so frustrating to look at. But it's just the way the PS1 renders like the whatever the actor that is the portal there when it's behind you.
Well, I mean,
isn't that strange? It's not.
I wonder if it has to do with you saying that the thing that registers you going through it is the camera. So maybe the way that it's connecting with the camera is because it knows that you're getting ready to enter the level, or like you're getting close enough where it's trying to connect, so that when you touch and you have the camera focus, it'll be like, oh, your camera's on it.
I think
to
you're
make sure that you've gone through it. Yeah, maybe.
You might be right about that.
Interesting.
So check this out. Now here we have some more real fun shenanigans. Depending on how you enter this area, it will affect a monkey that's way back in that corner that I'm flaming for. So by entering from the left, doing a charge glide, we can keep him back towards the corner and see if I can get the out of bounds. Oh my goodness. And I lost.
We'll do it again. Time to do it again. Last life.
Yeah, why not? Last life. Come on. Beautiful, and I got all the boxes. Very
That was
swag.
very cool.
Let's go. That's all blind, basically, so really cool. And that's one of those really unique scenarios where getting squeezed between an enemy and a solid object like a wall doesn't cause one of those vertical bounces that we call proxies. That doesn't happen there, which goes against everything we've come to learn about the way the physics of this game work. It's just one of those weird, unique scenarios there where you just click
Do you have
through.
any idea why? Okay.
No, nobody knows why. Maybe somebody knows why, but I don't. Okay, so I want to show you guys something right here before I continue the level. This is the old Vortex strat. See if I can get it. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think we're gonna make it.
Okay, so another.
So we're going to the
Go through some walls.
going to the end of the fight right now. We're out of bounds. And and we're up here. Now here, the craziness isn't over yet. Because first, let me collect these gems. And then secondly, we go up here. You'll notice, nothing. Or is it? If you flame right here, you'll notice there's invisible enemies here that Metalhead actually throws for his fight.
Sure, you're
Isn't that
getting rid
insane?
of them already.
Yes, I am destroying all of Metalhead's enemy ammo that he throws at you.
And
Like he throws them, they
That's
like
why
roll
you
at
usually
you.
see the gems here? Or do they just...
And I think because they aren't spawned in yet, you can just infinitely just keep bonking on them. You can hear them go like, Isn't that cool?
So wild, yeah. Huh.
I can't even get up here. I'm not even doing anything, and they're all going like,
This is what we came for today. Jack, can we agree that this is what we came for today?
All right, so at this point, I do believe I am soft locked, unless I can get back out there and take another death. I am 0 lives though, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna exit the level and re-enter, so that way I can go and collect everything normally, and show off a couple more like cool things in this level. That, by the way, that's the old Vortex strat. I'm gonna try to show you guys the new Vortex strat, but setting it up takes some time, so I can't like attempt it a bunch of tries. I'll give it like one try, and then if it doesn't work, then but yeah, Metalhead. Pretty funny, funnily broken level here. Uncharacteristically broken level of this game. Like, you don't see invisible enemies like that anywhere else in the game.
Here we have an answer. Okay, it's a viewport issue. The rendering will be calculated from the position of the camera, so the multiplication is off. They aren't just cutting off the point of the camera, they're doing math on the wrong part of it. There you go. There's the answer for that portal.
I'm gonna need like a whole college lecture to even understand that fully. That is so cool.
That's awesome.
I love
Thank you for
that.
the information.
Yeah, thanks.
This is what peak Spyro gameplay looks like. All right.
Yeah, you may not like it. All right, so just cleaning up the rest of this level here, and that's about it. That's about it for this for now. I'll let you know when we get to the other funky strats here, but I'll give my voice a breather here for a sec. Did you guys take your stretch break? Oh no!
Yeah, I know. I thought you were past
Game over?
it.
Okay, phew. We're good. We're good.
Perfect.
Yeah, I know, right? The flame, like the explosion radius on this is like ridiculous. Wait till we get to Twilight Harbor and they start throwing grenades at you. Those grenades are like nuclear bombs. They just like completely go super
Yep, the
far.
grenades have huge effect. And then they shoot Doritos at you.
Yes, dude, a true Spyro fan, I see, Boo. Knowing about the Doritos and Twilight, we will definitely take a moment for those, no doubt. Okay, so that enemy, I actually forgot to go for the strat. You'll notice that these guys actually kick off little tiny enemies. What you can do, and this is what the Vortex World Record does, is they'll charge glide like into one of those enemies and get a bounce like that, except on an enemy that's rolling towards them.
Gosh.
So that way it bounces them up and takes them like to the end of the level, like how we did with that glide before. That is in the world record, by the way, on top of many, many other crazy strats.
Impressive.
Guys, do check out the Vortex World Record. Speedrun.com/Spyro1. Click the miscellaneous tab.
So it's really cool to hear about this category throughout this show, because it just seems like it has so many strats and things that you wouldn't normally be able to see or consider. So it's like a really, really different way to play the game, which is fascinating. Yeah.
I 100% agree. And also, another like random thing here is I'm not gonna jump in this. Should I jump in this? This is what is it called? Like permadeath.
Oh, you auto
Mountain
die.
Dew. Yeah, you automatically lose a life from
Oh.
this. Whereas you guys know with other liquid in this game, like for example, if we go over here, if you jump into this, you can jump out, right? If you take a like a moment and just like press X quickly, you can jump
don't
out.
do it.
Now here, notice I have blue sparks.
Oh.
I did it.
Oh.
You can't jump out. You can't jump out. It's perma death. Now, okay, I know that might have been frustrating for some of you guys to watch, so I will give you a little bonus when we get into Dark Passage. There is more of that liquid, but it doesn't actually do anything to you. You
Weird,
can stand
okay.
on it. So we'll definitely chill with some of that later. So, yeah.
We're ahead, but we still have the key, which is important. Good thing you didn't game over because.
Yes, I was about to. Wait, do I
Wait.
still have the key? Where's my
Uh-oh.
key? No, because I re-entered the level. That's
Oh,
why. Yeah.
when you needed to.
Yeah, I have to go all the way back down. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, well, world record holder, by the way. Don't worry about it. Oh, and the door's closed also. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. I do have to, yeah, I'm just gonna game over. You know what? I'm just gonna game over. It's fine. We got plenty of time here. It's all good.
That's a good thing about the show.
We're gonna totally finish within estimate. It's all good. We get to see Spyro fly in with a beautiful game over. How many game overs is that this run? This would be like one of the worst runs ever. Anyway, another camera trick, but it's gonna make it back to the
that's so
portal
weird.
this time. Isn't
That's
that cool?
cool.
Isn't that it's so weird to watch Spyro just like fly endlessly
Yes.
into like some object or something? It's like what? Okay, so get the key. Oh, by the way, I'll take advantage of this moment to talk again about level design here. Now, who would just naturally think to look down there and be like, oh, let me try going down there? It takes a really keen, explorative, creative mind, I think, to really find every nook and cranny in this game without help. And this is one of those examples of that. Key.
Up.
You're noticing that I'm jumping and charging onto all of the stairs. If I do that wrong, here's what happens. Bonk, bonk,
Yep.
bonk. So you're playing a really dangerous game with your stairs in this game where you're trying to do them quickly, but not so quick that you're bonking.
Right, exactly. It's it can be a pretty fine line.
Yeah.
Definitely not
Yes.
speaking from
Very
experience.
fine. So when was the last time you did a Spyro 1 run? If you don't mind me asking.
I think I've done at least one in the last 6 months. Again, I do such a variety of just in general that
I love it. Oh, I saw your Beat Saber FC. That was so cool. I was like, what?
Sweet.
Like, let's
yeah,
go.
thank you.
That was dope.
Yeah, that's a
Little Beat
passion
Saber.
of mine.
Oh yeah, you're big
Oh,
into
yeah.
Beat Saber.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
super fun.
Cool game.
But yeah, that's like my kind of like challenge, my game. I don't know, mental challenge, more so than speedrunning at the moment, which is why, again, I love all the speedrunning adjacent content, like speedrunning content that I get to like absorb from, the show like this and all the, like the streams that I watch and all of that. But yeah, Beat Saber's like my.
I love that you mention it. It's like a hardcore game for you, And I think you totally get me about this. Like as a streamer, you really have like your hardcore game, and then let's chill out.
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
game.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
There's a balance between
Right.
those two. Like I can't play this game for 6 hours
Right,
every day.
right.
I have to like chill out with like some like Elder Scrolls or
Agreed.
something afterwards. And so
Yeah.
talk about just like mental health
Yeah.
right there, like as a creator, as a streamer, just as a human, take care of yourself. Don't always be pushing yourself to the brink of human capability all the time,
I mean, that'll
like,
drain you. It'll wear you out. And then you have less energy to actually really, really devote into things like this. So like, if you feel like you're getting burnt out, like then just take time.
that's
It's
okay.
cool.
Don't feel bad about
Sometimes-
that. I think as speedrunners, we feel bad if we're not grinding like all the time
Yeah.
or like every day, or if we have to take a break, but we're human.
Yeah, and also think about it like
we all do.
an athlete, would be like, if you keep doing it over and like if you do it too much, if you overdo it, you're gonna hurt yourself. So like you'd almost be like that mentally. Or some people get like hand injuries, like you get carpal tunnel or different types of things happening around there. So like
Yeah.
it's okay to like take a little time. Sometimes you need to de-rest, but sometimes if you just take a little bit of time and then come back to it, it's easier to then get a new best.
That's 100% true. Now, let me just tell you guys something about this balloonist here. There's a red gem that I collected from this balloonist, and you'll notice by Spyro's tail, there's a number 1 right there, which indicates that I literally collected that gem within frames of talking to this balloonist. So in order to make that happen, you can't do that normally if you just run up to him. If you run up to him, Sparks will see the gem, and the gem will be suspended in midair as you talk to the balloonist, and you'll have to say, no, I don't want to go to Beastmakers or whatever, and then get the gem, and then so you have to jump into the gem, collect it manually.
Gotcha.
And like we were talking about when you're Sparksless. Yeah, it's so frustrating. Why'd they put that? It's the worst gem in the
way
game,
too close
in
to
my
the
humble
balloonist,
opinion.
yeah. That's
Way too
goofy.
close to him. Anyways, let's go to Dreamweavers, guys. We are coming towards the end of this run here. Not quite. We still got a pretty big homeworld here. And let me tell you guys, there are some pretty interesting tricks and the sort of glitchy stuff I'm going to be doing here that you're not going to see in a normal speed run. So, hype up. But for now, we are just cleaning up the homeworld very normally, very chilly.
Oh,
I love this homeworld. I love all the bright, colorful, like, magical homeworlds.
yeah,
of this game.
I like Dreamweavers
there's just
actually a
something-
lot.
Yeah.
Are you gonna show us the it's kind of a proxy jump, like when you get tossed up by those two enemies between the. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Are you talking about? I think maybe in this next level you're talking
No,
about.
it's in the
right?
home world. To get
I'll-
over the
I-
home, you get like over those enemies on the in front of the stairs.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? I wasn't thinking about doing that, but I'm gonna do that now that you said that. I'm gonna do it after Haunted Towers.
Yeah.
So just remind me after
But yeah,
this level. Remind me
it's
after
a
this
fun
level
one to
that I got
show
to.
off. It's kind of like if you're learning how to do like proxies and things. And there's another one in like North Cove. It's just like it's
Yes. Yeah. That's similar. I know exactly what
I
you're
would say
talking
they're
about.
like
Yep.
better, almost like intro ways to, and like great for learning any percent and stuff to learn. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Okay.
Give some-
So normally we would kiss this fairy and then proceed through the level. We're not gonna kiss her.
Aw.
We're not gonna. We don't kiss until we already kissed another fairy earlier in this run. We're not gonna be bad like that. But we're gonna go this way and do what's again the vortex route here, which relies on a wizard proxy right here, which I totally missed. Hold on, let me see if I can get it again. I'll give it a sec. Hold on, let him run back to the right spot. For a moment. Okay, see if I can. Oh, so close. Hold on, I'll give it a couple more tries
Yeah.
here. See if I can get it. No, a little late. You can see I'm really trying to time my jump with his attack animation there. So that way I hit him right when he throws the electricity at. Oh, you see how close that was? I almost
Yes.
had that, just a little late, yeah.
Oh,
There we
sweet.
go.
Okay.
And now look at this lag right here. Oh, the lag. Okay. Now we go around here. Now, can I get the wizard proxy? No, I missed it there. But that's okay. You can do a crazy proxy right there as well in order to get to this next area. But we're going to be doing another, again, we're back to the what did the developers intend here moment.
Oh, yeah.
So here is the casual strat here. A quote unquote casual strat. You supercharge through all of this. You go back around this way. Keep in mind, ignore the ramp back over there. We want to go over this ramp
Yes.
and head over to this
Yeah,
spot.
doing that casually is
Now,
tough.
speed run. That is tough. You would not think to
Yes.
do that casually, especially considering that there is a ramp on the other
Yeah.
direction. You're led the other way casually. So it's like, it's kind of confusing. It's definitely
think it
confusing.
was-
but that's the only casual way you can reach that
Right.
area.
I'm pretty sure it was because of doing like when I played Reignited, I didn't know how to do that because I was like, I don't know, I speedrun, I don't
So,
know. this
and you're not
level.
alone. So
Yeah.
so many people had that exact same thing. I watched a million streams that were people like, how do you do that? Also, this fairy is, I know we didn't want to kiss the other one, but we definitely wanted to kiss this one because not only is she looking extra cute with the gold
Yeah.
dress, but that dress signifies that she is the fairy on top of the tower, the Rapunzel of this game, the Fiona from Shrek of this game that grants you infinite red super flame ability. So if you're noticing that my super flame isn't running out, it's because we kissed this very special secret fairy here. She doesn't even say anything to us. She just lets us be.
Yeah.
Just gives us our power up and lets us go. Yeah, here you go, peace. But yeah, a little shout out to that fairy. She's very special. Now, again, you're noticing I'm making a lot of these gems home in right here. Again, normally when you just try to charge and flame, the gem doesn't home in. So I've spent hundreds of hours trying to hone in my timing and spacing, and even the vertical height you are on those guys affects the way that you make the gem home in on the flame chart, we call it. Free my boy Jenkins, thanks for the sub, man. So yeah, so we're just gonna be cleaning up the rest of this level right here, and pretty chill. Let me try to think, was there anything else I wanted to show off here? I don't think so. There is some more tricky supercharges that are useful for Vortex, but I'll let you guys check those out on your own time. Check out this dragon, though.
Hold your horns. Here comes Spyro.
Patience, little one.
Hold your horn. I just love these like little unique dragon cutscenes. Again, I'm skipping over many of the cutscenes where the dragons just say, "Thank you for releasing me," and then disappear. So anytime you get one of these where Spyro is like, "Where's Nasty? I'll torch him," it's like extra. It kind of gives you a little bit of extra like energy
Gives
during
some
the run.
special
I
time
like.
with it for sure. And then I like that dragon's color too. That was really nice. All very nice
Yeah, the color palette. I like
for sure.
the pastels. I like the pastels in this level as well. I think there's a lot to be said for the color palette for the various levels in this
Seems
game.
so
I find myself
colorful.
leaning towards. Yeah, I like the kind of the more like blue, sort of neon green you see in Nasty's Loot and Magic Crafters. But some of these more beautiful pastel sort of like skyboxes, they're just, especially now that we're in Dreamweavers, the skyboxes take on this whole other sort of vibe where it's like underneath, it's like you get to see the void underneath you where we couldn't before. So it's like we're kind of questioning which way is up and which way is down in the
It's
Dreamweavers
beautiful.
world. With the
It's beautiful,
skybox.
though.
Really cool art. Yeah, beautiful design. Okay, oh my God, look at that gem. Okay, whew. That was almost a very dangerous scenario right there. Let me explain. So that gem almost fell off the edge. Now, normally when a gem falls off the edge in this game, that's fine. There's a failsafe built into the game where a gem, when it's above a death barrier, will just automatically go into your inventory. It just poofs, disappears, just like the doggies from earlier. But in some specific cases, like right there with that particular red that almost fell, it will not poof away. No, it will not. It will go right down to the death barrier and sit there, and you can even like look down to it, like right here and see like the little speck of it in the distance. Never able to grab it until you come back, you know, after exiting
Oh,
the
that's
level.
frustrating.
So, yeah, so good thing that didn't happen. And yes, that has ended runs of mine.
Oh my gosh. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's like the worst way to end a run. Really cool. Well, that RNG just kind of threw that off the edge. Like literally threw your run off the edge.
Basically, yeah, basically. No, and so every like weird, even though these like weird soft blocks are such niche scenarios, they'll still find ways to creep themselves into your runs with like a little human error here or there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, you activated the super rare soft block here, so there you go.
Exactly.
You know, how funny is that?
Gosh.
All right. So that's everything in that level. We're done. Hey, I haven't forgotten. We're going to be doing your little damage boost in the home world here. But before we hit that, we're going to go for the toughest wall glide in the game. Let's see if we can get it. Oh, almost. You can just see just how hard it is to keep the glide around that. You see, some walls in this game are more lenient than others. So even though I'm gliding against a sloped surface like that, I can't push into it too hard or else it's going to flop me like that.
Right. It's like you're getting around that corner. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and by the way, before I forget, let me, oh, no, don't. Okay. Whew. Breathe. You really live life on the edge in this game as a speedrunner.
So,
anyways, let me see if I can get this jump here. Oh my gosh, that big boost, getting all the way up to the second stair.
That was really good.
That is extra swag. Yeah, extra swag. And just because I'm up here, I'm going to clean up some of this area early.
Yeah, so for any percent,
I'm not going to flame
you
that
don't
guy. Yeah, go ahead.
need most things here. So it's just about gem count at this point. But yeah, you just go past those guys and go straight up here into a level and then, you know.
Now, here's something you won't see on any of the any percent runs in the leaderboards, and this is a 1 second time save, if I can get it. We're gonna go for the Joker flop right here. Let's see if we can get it. Boom! Come on!
Oh, very close. It was so close.
So tough. That one was found by Laura, an awesome glitch hunter in the community. So we call it the Flora Flop. So just to make the name work, you know, it needs some work, but hey, we'll take it. And so I guess since I'm here, let me do Icy Flight, and then I'll do Lofty, then Dark Passage. Yeah, we'll do the basically.
Okay.
Anyway, this is the final flight level of this game, Icy Flight. Guys, we're kind of coming close to the end here. Not quite. We still have a few more levels to do, but you know, our last flying level, or is it? At the end, we do get an extra bonus level for completing the game 100%. Thus, the 120% category from the bonus level at the end. And there might just be a little bit of extra flying in our future here. But for now, as far as we can tell, this is the final flying level. So we shall bid adieu to these beautiful lampposts. And these innocuous small Norks that are literally not doing anything. Let me take a moment just to appreciate these guys. They are not doing anything to anybody. They are so small, and
Aw.
so they're just looking around, man. They're not doing anything, and boom, they are gone.
Aw.
See you later, dude.
Just driving the
I
train.
know. It makes you wonder who are the real bad guys in this game, the Norks or the dragons?
I think, doesn't Nork do all of this in the first place because he gets insulted?
That is correct. Nork did not incite any of the anger or aggression here in this game. He was already being
His
insulted
anger's a little,
by the
like,
dragons.
very slightly justified. No, he should not imprison all dragons. And, you know, put his minions everywhere and create havoc. But, you know, he was insulted.
You know, but half of these enemies don't even do anything to you. It's like, what are these why do we have to destroy all the Norks? Just get nasty if he's the problem, right? It's kind of sus. Kind of sus, Nestor and other dragons telling you what to do. All right. Try again. No, we are. Oh, actually, let's try again because this is another one of those flight levels where there's kind of a cool little secret area back around. See if I can climb up this way here. We're at 226 right now, so I'll get a little bit of a move on. We'll probably be done before the 3 hour mark here.
Somebody wanted to know as well while you're working on this. If that one gem falls off, you know, onto the death plane, is there any way you can go down and touch it before you die?
You cannot unless you do something called a zombie glitch, which is when we had that invincibility in Beastmakers, that's actually possible to achieve on levels that have voids, death planes. So if you actually charge down with invincibility in one of those voids, you are infinitely charging down at the death barrier. You never land, but you're infinitely charging. So we're gonna see that actually in Jock, hopefully if we have enough time to show it off. But I just wanted to show you guys this little area here. And this helps really illustrate the way loading zones work in this game. So in this game, depending on where you are in the level, different areas will load, and depending on how the camera is oriented. So you can see that on one side, the other part of the level isn't loaded, and on the other side, that part of the level isn't loaded. So the developers very cleverly sort of place these loading zones in such a way where it's like on the other side of a wall that you're passing through. And there's a lot of these loading zones that aren't quite optimized in certain levels, and that is the cause of lag in this game, which we're gonna see in our next level here, Lofty Castle. So if you ever get a lag spike and maybe get like your input dropped, try to consider a different way of passing through that little area that you're going through, especially in this coming level here. I'll be explaining a little bit of how lag works in this game, and it all has to do with the way levels are loaded in little segments.
That's really cool.
You never see it. You would never
That's so
think
clever
about
because you're
that.
like, well, I'm just going through this tunnel, and then everything's like it's all loaded all the time. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything's loading at all. There's no loading times. This is a PS1 game. Let me remind you guys. Like, you would expect like a minute-long load screen just to pop out of nowhere.
Reignited
But
takes
no,
way longer to load, actually, than the original.
Oh my god! And that game came out in 2018. Come on.
Yeah, that's my least favorite thing about the Reignited series.
Oh my! You and I both. I'm so glad you said that because I feel like not enough people are saying that. See, do you guys see this lag here? Right here in this little glide right here, and this is such a clutch glide right here. If I go too far off to the, just like that. If I go too far off to the right, it'll eat my X input because the game is lagging so hard. Because when I stand there, it's trying to load 3 different segments of the level.
Gotcha. Okay, I got you.
So that's why we kind of go off the left side there. Even with a little lag, we can manage it that way.
I agree with Phoenix in chat. He says moral of the game is don't bully. I agree.
No bully.
Yeah.
No bully. I love it.
You never know.
Phoenix.
You call somebody ugly, and then suddenly all of your friends and family are imprisoned in statues everywhere. You have to go rescue them because you were too small to be considered important.
Hey, while I'm thinking about it, and since I'm thinking about Phoenix Aki right now, Phoenix helped put on the 7th year straight of something called Spyrothon, which is a Twitch stream. You guys can totally follow it, twitch.tv/Spyrothon, all one word. And it is an annual event where we run through almost every Spyro game, different categories, different, miscellaneous stuff. Sometimes the Game Boy games, Season of Night, Season of Ice, A Hero's Tale. There's a ton of Spyro games out there, as many of you guys know. And we like to get the whole Spyro community together every year to do like a little stream event marathon, 2-day marathon type thing. So if you guys are interested in any of that, feel free to follow twitch.tv/Spyro.
Awesome.
We really appreciate it as fellow Spyro fans.
Yeah, feel free to bring it up at the end. We'll do we have a little section we can do shout outs, and we want to hear all of the stuff that you do and where we can find you and all of that too. So if you all aren't already following Dale, we will have some info at the end. We always have
Yep,
good.
yep. Hey, there's some Spyrothon emotes right there. Very
Yay!
cute. The one of Spyro
Oh,
sipping the
cool.
orange juice. That's my favorite.
That's really cute.
All right, so I'm gonna go for a very tough supercharge here. This is an unnecessarily long supercharge, but I'm gonna go for it. I invented it, so I'm showing it here on GDQ today. Here we go. We go back around this way. This is totally losing time at this point, but now we come back around here. Make it up there. Okay, and can we get the bump? Yes!
Oh my god.
No, we did it! We did it!
That was so impressive.
We did the big turnaround. That is easily the coolest supercharge in the entire game, in my humble
You're
opinion.
like, I
if you
invented
can
it,
get all of
but
that,
it's the coolest.
and you know what? I didn't really invent it per se. I just put two strats together. You see, there's two, oh my God, well, there's a lot of routes for this level that you could take of varying difficulty and precision, but the two fastest ones have two different supercharges. And what I did was I literally put together both of the supercharges from both of the toughest routes of this level, and that's what that is.
Gotcha.
And now I don't need to go back that way. I will clean up the rest of the. Go back over here. I'm not even thinking about the routing at this point because I never get that. I never do that in runs, so it's like, whoa, that was cool.
That was really cool. Yeah, that was super cool.
Yeah, that is another thing that you just will not see in runs. I'm gonna also head back this way. For the tougher route like this, you should clean up these gems earlier. So you can see how on really open-ended levels like this, you have to kind of pre-plan your sort of gem routing for the tough strat you're gonna do. And I just opted to do that, you know, supercharge on a whim. So here I am doing an awkward cleanup as a result.
Yeah.
Oh, the last thing I absolutely want to show you guys in this level, and this is another really cool one. How many lives do I have? 4. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick death abuse here, and let's see if it takes us back to the top of the supercharged ramp. Yes, it does. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for another big blast off into outer space here?
Oh.
See if I can get it. Boom!
How?
So again, when we're supercharging and we bonk into a wall, if we don't press anything after that bonk, all of our momentum from that supercharged speed is preserved until we press a direction. So because he's sitting there solid, but with all this momentum stored in memory, when the moment an enemy hits him with one of those arrows, it shoots him forward with all that momentum against the curved surface, which brings us forward up into the air. Now here's a spot you don't get to see Lofty Castle from very often.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Isn't it pretty?
It's very cool.
All right, let's go ahead and finish up the level and get a move. Oh, also, how could I almost forget? Guys, the best gem in the entire game is sitting right here in front of us. It may look to you like an innocuous couple of spring chests. Deo, what's so special about these? Well, I'll tell you. This red spring chest right here is the only red spring chest in the entire game. You can look through all 26 other levels. You will not find another red spring chest. This is the only one. And so therefore, and it's so carefully placed in such an unassuming spot in the middle of Lofty, you would never think to notice it, but when you see it, it's almost like it beckons to you. It's like, please, give me a quick shout out on GDQ's stream. And indeed, it is very deserving of such. So thank you, Red Box.
Singular gem.
We love you, Red Spring Chest. The singular gem, the lowest value gem, but the most special.
Like you don't save one of the fairies.
Yeah, she just gets to hang out in the box. Yeah, whatever. We saved the world except for you.
Yeah, the other ones will get it, right? Was there a red gem right there on the side, I think?
There was. I think I collected it.
Maybe we didn't.
Oh, no, you're right. Oh, my God. I was going to miss that.
Oh, let's go.
Foo with the clutch assist right there.
Okay, cool.
Let's go.
All right.
I'm not gonna attempt it, but there's a tough what's it called, soft lock you can do here. But anyways, don't let me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey.
Yeah. So check this out. We're on the final level of Dreamweavers here. Wait a minute. No, we're not. We have to clean up this area and go back to Dark Passage because we skipped over it. Hey. Okay. Cool movement moment right here. So normally you could just jump into that, right? Come on, do we look like normal speedrunners here? No. So what you should do here is magic stare up the first part here. That is, do a charging jump up, and then full hop in. I kind of messed it up, but if you do it just right, you can launch Spyro up extra quick on that, then jump off the side of that and totally miss it. And yeah, and so that's like the optimal movement there, minus the death. Another really great example of something you would not really notice the amount of like nuance goes into this, like just doing like a jump like that. And then this, you can kind of see how that's like tough, but the part where you magic stare and then full hop into the thing just to save a few frames, I think is so cool.
I mean, that's what speedrunning's all about. It's literally how do you save frames?
All we're interested in, saving frames at the cost of so many like seconds of mistakes, right? Okay, so we got all these guys. Oh, we have not gotten all those guys. We'll have to take a quick death abuse to this one. We're at 2 lives. Death abuse for that guy. Then we're gonna head to Dark Passage, finish that level up real quick.
Okay. And we have some interesting.
Then head over to Jump.
Yeah, interesting and fun stuff in Jack, and then after the final world, it's got some cool things.
Oh my God! Yeah, this is where the game starts to get This is where things start to get interesting after Dark Passage here. Dark Passage is a very unassuming level. This one really isn't too crazy, except there's a very cool little liminal space in it where you can stand on top of some of the grape soda goop, which I love.
Okay.
I love little things like that. So I'll be sure to show
Oh
that
yeah,
off
you were
when we
saying
get
that there
But
was
for now,
more that we could stand on that wouldn't do anything. That's right.
Correct. You know, one thing I just want to say about this level, you don't really see it this way, but if you take a moment and just look back for a moment, you'll notice this level is actually 2 giant floating meteorite style like rocks. But you don't really think about that when you're passing through it because it's all just closed corridor.
Right.
So just cool level design, that's all.
Every little monster dogs, monster frogs.
Oh, an unintentional little boost there because these turtles are so tough. These are probably my least favorite enemies in the game, these turtles. You are literally within frames of being hit anytime you actually attack
Yeah,
one.
you don't come in here in any percent, so I don't remember them because I'm just always concerned with the trees and Misty Bog and the frogs.
Okay, so I'm setting up for another vortex trick here. I'm not gonna dwell too long on it, but let's see if I can get it. Okay, hold on. Right here. Right here.
Oh,
come on! Nope, not nearly enough height.
Oh, I
nearly
see
enough.
the intent though. That was cool. That was cool.
Yeah, I used to. I'm just gonna keep going for now, just for the sake of time. But that is a really tough and precise trick. Again, you'll see that in the Vortex % world record of this game. Speedrun.com/Spyro1. Click the miscellaneous tab. I love these dogs. I actually kind of hate these doggies. They're so cute, but they're just like. But they're so annoying. They like run. Look how this one like doesn't want to run towards you, but then he'll run towards you. So it's like you just can't like really guess their AI correctly to like actually route it out nicely. You just kind of have to react to them, and it's annoying.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, right? You thought I was gonna get eaten there, huh?
Perfect.
Now, what is this area? Did you just see me just jump down? What is this?
I was like, was that on purpose?
Another example of like, what the heck were the developers thinking with this level layout? Literally more than half of the level exists beyond that little drop right there. And it's like, who thought to go down there as a kid? Nobody, you know? Like, and here you are, you're trying to 120% the game casually, and like, I'm missing like 200 gems in this level. Like, what? Like, I thought I got everything. No, you have to go down underneath like a platform. But hey, it rewards exploration. It awards someone who's like really looking everywhere throughout a level at every nook and cranny.
Or falls accidentally.
So, yeah. Yes. I think that was how I found it, was just with the accent. Oh, yes, that was very smart.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, good for me.
You really do feel smart. I will say that. That's one thing I remember, like, as a kid playing this game, is I remember that, that's right. I remember feeling really smart about, like, anytime I'd find a secret passage or something like that, because there's no clues beyond just, like, using your brain and just looking around.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, okay, here's the spot.
Okay.
Here's the spot. You'd think if I fell in there, I would take damage, but no, we are big kicking it. And another cool thing about this little grape-flavored beverage that we're standing on is that each of the textures, you notice there's 3 polygons here. Each one of them is moving in a different direction. I guess to emulate the sense that it's moving in a circle, but it's kind of too simple to do that.
Yeah, right, but it's like not quite. but like, I wonder why.
Yeah, it's like not quite like doing what a little puddle is supposed to do.
Why didn't they put
like
any damage
that,
on that?
They tried. They just forgot, I guess.
Yeah.
Or maybe they intended it. Maybe it's a secret. Who knows?
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, where's the developer? We need to get him on the phone right now.
Yeah.
right now. All right, we
Hey,
have,
Bryce,
we have
where you at?
you know, 30 minutes left or whatever. Our estimate is now enthusiasm
Spyro.
percent, which is a fantastic estimate. So we change our estimates a lot on this show.
Yeah, is that? Yeah, okay. I hope that's okay. Our original estimate was 2.5 hours, but I just ended up
no.
having so much fun with
No,
you.
no, no,
guys
don't
through that.
worry.
We're
When I
definitely
say-
exploring everything.
When I say we change our estimates, I mean they go from whatever the time was to glitches question mark to glitches with like wild different
Yeah.
text to like penguin percent to, you know, it changes based on whatever we're feeling at the time, because we're like, look, this is not about how long this is going to take. This is about how thorough we're going to be and how much fun we're having and what we're learning. So yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, I'm really thankful that you guys are giving gamers, speedrunners an opportunity to be thorough beyond just like showing like a perfect
Yeah.
run or
Yeah,
something like
for
that.
sure.
It's just
For sure.
there's so much more to speedrunning than
I
that.
agree.
And you get it. And I think a lot of people here get that
Yeah.
as well. I mean, I love this game as more than a speedrun. I love it just as a casual appreciator. And I'm also a speedrunner. So that's kind of how
Right.
it is, I think.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's everything in this homeworld, I believe. Let me see, we should grab the last few. I did everything kind of out of
Right.
order, so let's see if
75.
we should be at 285. There's a yellow somewhere.
Yeah.
Let me go find it. Maybe it's this guy. Oh, it's this guy. I know for sure it's this guy. Wait for him to get shot. Boom.
Oh, nice. Wow, good memory.
Yeah, I mean, you can really tell that once I start deviating from like my usual muscle memory speedrun route,
Yeah.
that it's like I completely crumble. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, where's this
Yeah.
gem? Like, I have no idea. Like, we did it out of order. What, you know?
Which is
So
totally
I'm
fair.
not so like, yeah, I'm not so like refined maybe as some of you guys might think. There's a ton of like improv that I think a run like this kind of brings out of a speedrunner when we're not super prepared
Yeah,
for it. Even.
absolutely.
Now, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, nope, I lost it. You got it.
Okay, so check this out. No, it's all good, Fu. I lose my train of thought every day. Check this out. So I'm gonna go for the what's called the Wally strat here. And the reason why I'm doing this early, normally we'd be finishing the level on this side, but I'm actually gonna save on this dragon right now. And the reason why I'm saving is because we're gonna be getting into soft lock territory in this level. So there may be a reset incoming here, which is
Oh,
fine.
okay.
We can save and just come back, you know. So save. I'll go ahead and finish up the rest of the level while I'm here.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then we'll do the trick. It's gonna be very fun.
Ooh, that's exciting. Yeah. Also, the developer intended like jumping across some of the platforms a little early in this is pretty tough.
Yes, it really is. I'll even show what that looks like. The developer intended route to instead of doing that little bounce I did, the little Wally strat.
Yeah.
That you're supposed to flame like a little jester, like literally on the other side of the level, and like run over there and just barely make
Right.
it in time.
Exactly.
It's like hard to do casually, even as a
Yep.
speedrunner, it's hard to do. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I have 2 lives. I'm gonna go ahead and death abuse, head back to this first dragon right here, and fly back, complete some more of the level, show off a few more cool tricks before we totally break things wide open. Now check this out. These guys are really cool. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is just collect this stuff up here first. But once he runs out of time, check this out. Oh, I'm actually missed. Once he runs out of time, notice how when I flame them both normally, both parts of the platform come up. It's like a birthday cake. We call it cake. So anyways, once we have one of them going, and when it runs out, watch what happens when I flame the other one. Follow him around. Aha! So now we've sort of turned them off, turned them both off. Now what's happened is we've stored one of the Joker values on that platform. So now when we flame another one, here's what happens. It raises up both, even though we
interesting.
haven't flamed the other one.
Huh.
Isn't that cool? It's like a cool little memory storage glitch.
Huh. Yeah. Even just getting the height to get across that platform, like you might not always land it.
It's
Yeah, as
tough.
a casual player.
Oh
yeah.
my God. Can I tell you something? I've lost so many runs because the fastest thing is to leave it in the single mode like
Right.
this and to do this jump. Which is, I didn't even
Yeah.
get it. It's such a hard
It's
jump.
really tough. Yeah.
It's so difficult.
Telling you.
Yeah, so Yeah, even as a casual player or as a speedrunner, that section is just like so heart-pumpingly difficult. I'm gonna flame them both for safety here. But yeah, don't be embarrassed if you have to use both those guys. I wish I had many times in the past. Okay, so now we're getting up to the Jock boss fight here. And this is where we're gonna do some shenanigans. What I need to do is take damage. See if I can get him to throw his little... I don't want to get too close to him. Yeah, I want him to throw these at me until I'm at no spark. Again, if we get too close to him, he'll run away. And now, run away here. We're gonna try to get him to throw it at us and then touch the dragon at the same time when we get there. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, nice, we did it. So what this did was basically put us into a zombie state right now. Now the game is trying to make Spyro do a death abuse, but it can't because it got interrupted by the dragon.
Oh.
So what that means now is that we cannot take damage from anything anymore. We are in like a transition state at the moment. Also, the Jock boss fight is like kind of broken right now. We can't complete it. So we will have to re-enter this level in a moment. But let me just clean up some of these gems. And hey, what do you guys think would happen while invincible if I jumped off the edge? Should I do it? Should I do it?
Of course.
Let's do it, guys. 3, 2, 1. Goodbye.
All right.
And so here we go. We never lose a life. We just basically are endlessly charging against the death plane. You can see we're not even losing height anymore at this point. We're just on the death plane now.
Okay, so that's as low as you
And
go.
we're just charging. This is as low as you can go. You can even glide, and it's the same thing.
And you just
As low as you can go.
chillin'.
This same thing happens if you glide on top of like lava or something like that. You're just endlessly gliding, and I can't press the charge button, or pardon me, the start button right now to exit the level. So literally my only course of action at this point is to reset my
Oh my
console
gosh.
and load the
Okay,
save file.
oh, gotcha.
So here we go.
You're gonna have to recollect some gems, right?
But what's cool about this is, yeah, I will have to recollect them. No
Yeah.
biggie. But what I will show you guys real quick is I just opened up my disc tray, and this is something that almost every PlayStation 1 game speedrunner has to do when they're playing on a PS2, which tends to be a more optimal platform due to load times. Here's why that is because if you press triangle, there's some secret stuff here. Very secret speedrunner stuff here. If you press triangle on this menu, then press triangle again, you are taken to this menu where you can change the disc speed for the
Oh.
PlayStation 1 driver. Aha! So now we're playing on fast disc speed, which actually decreases the loading times of many different PlayStation 1 games when you play them on PS2.
Oh.
If you're ever gonna speedrun a PS1 game, whip out the old PS2 and try it on FDS.
Yeah, for sure. So does it so that is allowed for this, and then does it work on just the Slim, or does it work on a standard PS2?
It does work on a standard PS2, but you may be familiar, Fu, that there's a bunch of different PlayStation models. I'm gonna refresh my capture card real quick. One
No
sec.
worries.
Just a moment. I have to do this because of the output resolution. It's going through a million different.
Gotcha. I was like, it still looks good on this end.
Yeah, it's fine. I just have to do that.
Okay.
Anyway.
There we
Anyways, back to what I was saying. Hey, and in fact, that's a fun little learning moment because this game is from an era where games outputted in very weird interlaced signals. According to my upscaler, let me load this game, not new game, load game. Let's, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So this game outputs in 254i according to my OSSC, which is an upscaler like little thing. This is like very nerdy, like video game stuff, you know, but essentially, here, I'll just complete the level normally at this point. Essentially, the game is being upscaled, but the home menu of the PS2 is in a different resolution. It's in like 480i or something like that, whereas the PS1 game is in its own resolution. So whenever you try to like switch between the game and then the home menu, it happens it happened on world record pace, that exact thing. I'm used to it. yeah, it like can crash your capture card, or it can like mess with your TV signal, for example. If you're playing on like a weird TV, it like the PS2 menu will be fine, but then the PS1 game here,
It just is weird.
but then the PS1 game will be all like weird and messed up and like a bunch of lines on the screen or something. So if that's ever happened to you guys, that's why. It's because the game is a different output resolution than the menu, which is weirdly common for games of this era. Gran Turismo 4, another great example of that. That game has like 3 or 4 different resolutions that occur between menus and the game, and you can switch to like a 1080i mode. It's crazy. So this era of games, as far as like trying to capture it and like, you know, make it show on a computer, it's surprisingly convoluted and difficult.
So why do you destroy Jacques first before getting some of the other gems?
Oh, this is just because I'm just cleaning up right now. Basically, I actually don't really remember what I've cleaned up and what I haven't already. This is totally just on the fly routing and like not speedrun conscious at all. So we're just getting the level done essentially right now. While I rant about the while I'm ranting about the random intricacies of output resolutions. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like,
it's
there's
very
stuff over
frustrating.
here that seems like it's like right spot. Gotcha. Or like that you know passed by. Okay.
Yeah. We'll get it hopefully, but yeah, I like that you're keeping your eye out, Fu, because you saved me a couple times already with some of these gems, so I really appreciate that. Oh, don't fall. Okay. And now here's the actual original strat. We flamed one of the other thieves earlier, jesters earlier.
Gotcha.
Let me make sure I got it. We flamed one of the other jesters earlier, and I'll just show that off again one more time. Again, just thinking about this as a casual player. Here's the guy we have to hit for that platform all the way back there.
To hit that.
Boom, he's so far away. We have to charge all the way back.
Hit that second one.
And we have to fully make it back. And then, yes, and then we can make it back here. And I notice I was charging, you know, pretty optimally my way back there. If you're just casually walking, you're not going to make it. Yeah. And, yeah, we have to recollect all this stuff.
Right, that's right,
I totally pointlessly collected this earlier. I forgot to save again after I collected this stuff. How many lives? 3, beautiful. But yeah, after this level, we are done with the Dreamweaver's homeworld. I'm glad I could show off that cool little zombie to you guys, because it's such a weird... Oh, no! There's the dragon right here. It's such a weird zombie. Oh, we're back at the Jock fight. It's cool. Got this. We're going to do some Wally strats. We just can't get out of Jock, guys. It's so painful, right? Believe me, I'm used to it. This is the way we would normally go for this route here, which is way cooler looking, but way like less consistent.
Yeah.
That little bounce. I'm just gonna do this normally. I'm tired of trying to look cool here. We're just gonna get out of the level. And yeah. Oh, and the last cool thing I'm gonna do here is check this out. You get both of these and then hit the other one as you're descending.
Oh, nice.
While bouncing against the top of it. It's a really cool little swoosh move you do on it. Yeah.
What's the current any percent record and the current 120 record for these?
I'm so glad you asked. The any percent record for this game is who is laughing? She knows I have both those records. Anyways, the current 80% record is 37:57 by me. And the current 120% record is 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 50 seconds by me as well. I'm currently grinding out 120% for a low 121 or mid 121 right now. And also the any percent record totally has room to reach the mid 37s as well. So I would very, very quickly say that these categories are not at their peak optimization yet. You know, they're very good runs on the leaderboards, but they have a long way to go. And so we are slowly chipping away at it, guys.
This is very cool.
So, okay, so I know Fu knows what's going on here, but I'm just going to show off some tricks in this level, clean it up. But when we get back into the home world, we're going to try some funky strats to get into Nasty Nork early. We may or may not get them. It's okay if we don't. They're very precise.
Are you going to do the end skip
here? If we do get them...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so there's another skip. Yeah, there's another skip in this level that you were mentioning earlier. We call it TN Teamwork.
Okay.
And it's you do it with this guy right here. I know, it's a cute name. And here we go. Oh, you can just launch up like that with that guy's little animation, and then you could fly to the vortex. We're not actually going to do that right now.
Would that be, is that how they do it in the vortex percent?
Correct. Okay. Yeah, they do that in vortex. They also used to do that in, well, you could do that in any percent still if you choose not to do an endgame skip in the home world, which is actually a fully respectable decision because the tricks in the home world here to skip North Cove and Twilight Harbor are so
Very-
inconsistent
They're
and difficult.
very tough.
Yeah.
Yep.
In fact, I'm currently one of 2 people on the leaderboard that has a PB that skips both. No, actually, I think 3 or 4 now that has a PB that skips both North Cove and Twilight Harbor because the tricks required for that. There's 2 tricks that I'll be showing
Yes.
when we get back to the home world.
They are not
Yeah.
easy, for sure. For sure.
They are tough, and it's okay if we don't get them here because they are that tough.
Yeah.
But here's another trick. So look, notice there's that strong box behind this guy here. Normally, if we blow up these boxes, it will not reach over to that strong box. But if we position Spyro here and charge at the perfect moment, it pushes that explosion. I'm not even kidding you, pixels further forward, just far enough to hit that strong
That's
box. It's
awesome.
truly a miracle that
Awesome.
trick worked. That one is called TN Trick.
Oh my god.
Very fun name. And this, I know, they're so cheesy,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I love them. And so yeah, and then the rest of this level's pretty normal. One thing I will point out is in the prototype build of this game, at this exact part right here, there is a section where you would jump on a boat right here. And the boat would like take you around to like a whole, around this like boat, this other boat, and you'd go around. But they had to scrap it for time because they couldn't code it correctly from what it seems, so that Spyro wouldn't fall off the boat as it moved.
Aw,
So
that's
yeah,
too
for those of you
bad.
guys who are curious, check out the prototype of this game. It's really cool. You can find it online. Yeah, it's really cool. And check out the boat in
Can
this
you
level. It's pretty
play
epic.
the prototype or just see it?
You can play it.
Oh, sick.
You can play it. There's like a whole build. You can put on an emulator and try it out.
Very
It's
cool.
really cool.
Very, very cool.
Okay, and then the last of this level here is just really precise stuff here. We want to charge down on these 4 guys without losing any of their gems or triggering their TNT by accident, which is so precise and hard to do. Let's see if we can get it. And I totally was way too early there, naturally, which is fine. Like the gems. And then now here, we want to hit this barrel perfectly. So here's how these barrels work. Normally when you like hit them, they'll home in on one of the enemies, right? Let me get up first.
Okay.
They'll home in on one of the enemies. So what I want to do is jump in the air and hit it so it goes off to the left slightly and it hits them all 3 at once,
That's
not just
cool.
one of them. So again, so nuanced, such a little thing that makes such a big difference in
You
speedrunning
don't-
for this level. If I,
You
yeah,
don't need that key anymore, by the way, because you already
Yeah.
broke the thing earlier that you weren't supposed to break with the
Not-
pixels.
well, that one wasn't
No.
the key one. The key one is back over here. And now it's like, well, why didn't I get the key? Well, check this out.
Oh, just kidding.
Use a barrel. It's that simple.
Oh, very clever.
Yeah, very clear. I love that in this game they made
Yeah.
all the key chests and strong boxes like explosion breakable as well as a supercharge breakable as well. You don't need a key for a key chest, which opens up this game for like a lot of fun routing.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Okay, and we're just about at the end of this level. We're gonna make sure I got everything. 388. I did miss a green somewhere. We're gonna go find it. Who saw the green? There's the yellow. It's probably down here somewhere. Or no, it's probably back in the...
But
Oh, we got it. I landed on it just now.
Oh,
We
you
did-
did?
We
Okay.
didn't even see it.
perfect.
Yeah.
It was like blending into
That
the
was cool.
color of the tunnel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I'm like, where is this gem? Jumps on top
Yes.
of it by accident. All right.
Perfect.
Anyways. So yeah. So here we are. We're just about to hit the 3-hour mark. This run is going to go a little bit over. I won't dwell too long on these end game tricks.
No, it's okay,
but
Dale. I don't know what
if
you're
you need me to
talking
get a move on,
about.
let me-
We are at enthusiasm
It's
percent.
cool.
Okay,
Oh yes, of course.
that's
I
the
forgot.
estimate. So
There is no time when you're having fun.
Yeah.
That's the key. So here's what I'm doing here. I'm set up waiting for this rat to run into the corner perfectly. Right now, that's not, well, let me see. Yeah. So what I'm trying to do is squeeze between, as I charge into the rat, it's gonna fly back, you know, like, beep, you know, make the little noise. And I'm trying to get into the corner and squeeze between the rat and the corner. So I can get one of those proxies, one of those launches up high. And then what'll happen when I, oh, it was so close.
That was actually really
It was so
good.
close. I know, right?
Oh my gosh.
And what'll happen when I do that is I'll land on top of this area up here. Then from there, I can glide over the collision. On top of this guy's nose, there's no collision. On the side here, it's collision. But on top, like just above where I can jump, there is no collision. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to pass through the top of the nasty North level snout before it opens. And so that's why we do all these difficult tricks. So that one's called rat proxy right there.
Yeah, definitely
I'll try
take
one
a
more
few
time
minutes for it.
fun.
I'm gonna.
Oh, close. That was a good rat. Again, this rat's movement is RNG. So like, you gotta get really lucky with him. And imagine that, like for world record, you need to like do this first try.
Yeah.
Oh, so close. You can see
Oh.
how Spyro kind of almost gets in
Yes.
there.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
then he's just barely not close enough,
Yep.
you know? It's one of those tricks that really just, it's like a clench every time you go for it. Yeah, that was fun. Okay, so I'll give it like one more
Round of
group of
lives,
4
yeah.
lives here, and then I'll show off the other. Believe it or not, there's another way, 2 more way actually, to skip into this end game thing.
And then there was a way to skip into the level before the Nork like entrance was found to get in.
This one?
Or to skip past Twilight Harbor or skip into.
Yeah, I'll show off. There's actually 3 total things, and I'll show them all off
okay.
here. I can't promise that I'll get them all here,
Right,
but I
but
can
just
promise
setting them
I'll
up, you know?
explain them. Yeah.
What would you
yeah.
say is like, as you're doing this?
Oh.
So what's like the main thing about this setup that you think is good for people to know? If anybody ever wants to try it, like they're already speedrunning the game, they want to
Great question.
add it into like
So-
their arsenal, like what do they do?
Yeah, so what you want to do is approach this rat with a wide angle. You see, when I'm gonna pause real
Yeah.
quick if that rat might work. What you want to do is be carefully behind the rat, because not only is the rat's movement RNG, but it's also based on Spyro's position. So the rat will naturally try to run away from Spyro while also doing its own set of RNG sort of movements and turns.
Okay.
What we want to have happen is have it go just close enough to the edge, to the corner, where it's standing right about like here, not all the way in the corner, but like right about here, so that we can kind of hit it from on top and get in that corner before it does.
Okay.
But yeah, basically you're trying to kind of run up to this rat in a way where you're manipulating its movement, so it's like, hey, I'm behind you, so go into that corner type of
Right.
thing.
Yeah, here I come. Hurry up.
Oh, I see it now. I'm just unlucky here. So usually we'll just death abuse
this.
at the... Yeah, so again, Tuval found this back in 2014. The legend
Oh.
Tuval. Yes, and for, you know what's crazy about the history there? Oh, let's go!
Oh, is that good?
Oh, wait, no, I messed up.
Okay, you gotta do it again. You
Okay,
have
so
to
I
do it
didn't
again.
fly into Nasty Nork, but I got the trick. You guys saw the trick. I did it. I was
No!
supposed to jump up a little higher. Don't worry about it. I was fine.
You want to try again?
I
Okay.
got the trick. So now I can try again, but check this
We
out.
have other ways to get in there, right?
This is the other way to get in there. So this is called Coveless. And by the way, whether I get in there early or not doesn't matter. I have to complete Twilight Harbor anyway, so it's not a big deal.
True.
So what I'm trying to do here is charge up, and right where I'm kind of dropping off, I'm trying to let go of Square at the perfect moment right there. And what'll happen when I let go of Square perfectly is I'll kind of get proxied off of a misalignment between the kind of right at the top of that texture there. Let me see if I can at least get a proxy. It's really hard to even get a proxy here, let alone once you get the actual bounce, which is proxy is the term I'm using. Once you get that bounce up into the air, you're not done yet because you have to wall glide all the way around the dragon head in order to make it in, right?
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah. Oh, I could have almost had it there. I'll try it one more time.
Yeah.
See what the life count is. Yeah, okay, I'll try this one more time. And if you want, I could do Rat Proxy one more time. Or actually, what I'll do is I'll show off a Twilight Harbor skip back, which is the last end game trick. So I can get it last try. Yeah, no, it's so tough. It's literally almost frame perfect how you have to let go of Square there.
So is that
and
why
it's just-
Rat Proxy is more attempted than
That's
this
why,
is?
yeah, that's why I prefer Rat Proxy. But you know what? Let me tell you, going back to Tuval, finding Rat Proxy in 2014, you know, it was thought that basically all of these things that I'm showing you guys here are just humanly impossible.
Yeah.
Basically, like this is like task only type stuff, right? So for the next 7 years, nobody ever attempted Rat Proxy in a run. The only person to get one of these end game skips, Coveless skips we'd call them, is Tuval himself, who did it on a whim, on a bad any percent run back in 2015. when Axo, shouts to Axo Lotine, went into his chat and said, hey, just go for Kovlas. You know, screw it, just go for it. And he goes for that one where, the harder one, where I go behind the dragon head.
And got
you know,
it.
he went for that one and got it. First try to get the any% world record back in 2015.
Wow.
That run was not beaten for several years until Chris LBC came along.
Yeah, right,
And then
right.
myself with Rat Proc.
Right.
Crazy history there,
That's
right?
wild. Yeah,
7 years
absolutely.
it took to incorporate Rat Proxy
Yeah.
into the run.
Yep.
Okay, so now the last and most straightforward endgame skip, which requires you to finish North Cove to open up this dragon head,
Yeah, which is why it's not.
is called Twilight Harbor skip. Yes, and so this literally skips Twilight Harbor only, not North Cove. But
Oh, that was really
you
close.
just barely. You see what I'm getting at? You see
Yeah.
what I'm getting at here, Foo? It's like so close. All of these little endgame tricks, like, and they're just so tight. You could sit here for hours going for this stuff, and many of the top runners have.
Oh,
Come on, yes!
yeah!
We did it!
That's sick!
Legends!
Yay! Okay, this
I'm a
is good.
legend!
Dude, that's awesome.
It is so hard, guys. I cannot understate how insane it is to do any of these tricks first try at the end of a 40-minute any% run that has its own challenges and optimizations to it, right? So this is what makes any% such a crazy category to play at a high level. And yeah, totally understandable for most of the runners who choose not to do any
For
of
sure.
those strats.
So we're doing
They are
Nork
so hard.
first and then Twilight Harbor?
I'll just do Nork first. It's not a big deal.
Cool.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Because we gotta beat the game
And
and
I'll
then
do
go
Twilight
through
Harbor.
the last bit anyway.
Well, now here's something interesting, Foo. Do you remember that I skipped the first dragon of this run? Remember way back 3 hours
Oh,
ago when I
yeah.
skipped the very first dragon?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, now that's finally gonna come into play. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for something called Dragon Dupe. Well, you know what I might do? I might actually save before doing this. That would probably be smart. I'm actually going to just, yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna exit this level right now so I can save.
Okay.
This is because this is a frame perfect pause that I'm gonna do.
Oh,
So
okay.
if
okay.
I miss this frame perfect pause, then my run is over. I have to go get Nestor, basically, right? Which we don't
Oh.
want to go get Nestor. He's an unskippable dragon. We don't.
Yeah.
And arguably, he's kind of evil as well, considering all the bullying that's happened with all the North.
Yeah,
So what I'm
exactly.
gonna do is save here. Save here, and then go into Nasty North. Well, I'm just gonna be safe and do Twilight Harbor first.
Yeah.
Just so everything else is cleared out
And then
already.
maybe save.
Yeah, then save and then go for it.
Right.
So this is what I'm gonna do on that dragon is a really niche sort of trick that's not faster in runs. You'd think, well, you could skip a dragon, you could dupe a dragon, that's faster, right? Well, it requires you to go back through Nasty North more than once, the level, and that level itself happens to be one of the longest levels to traverse in the entire game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so you're losing. If you do decide to do a run like this, as swaggy as it is, by the way, speaking of swag, let me see if I can get this trick. Hold on. This is called Twilight Harbor Proxy. Let me see if I can hit it. Oh, very close. No biggie. That can get you on top of the roofs early.
Careful, those Doritos are dangerous.
Yes, we're fighting the Doritos here. The Dorito guns. Dude, I mean, just look at these enemies here. Like, oh, I'm done. So, the enemies in this level, this is one reason I love this level and I love this game, because they're not afraid to show like true like artillery and like weaponry. Can I get this? Oh, it's so close. In this level, this is a kid's game. This is an E for everyone game. And it's like, when you get to this level, this is the level before the final boss. And I love it because you have all these enemies with crazy like artillery that they're throwing at you. And it really makes you, I know as a kid, when I was going through this level, I was taking a bunch of, accidental deaths and stuff. I remember thinking, I was like, man, if this is how hard this level is, if all these enemies have like guns and stuff,
Yeah.
then like, what's Nasty North gonna be like?
Nothing.
And as you guys kind of saw earlier, it's nothing. Yeah, it's nothing.
He shoots at you and then he runs
So,
away from you.
Yeah, but we still pay our homage, our ode, and our respect to the Dorito bullets that they shoot out of their guns here. Because they look like Doritos. Yeah, Doritos chip in the chat. We even, what's funny? During the any percent attempts that I would do with Rat Proxy, we even named the rat Dorito after the bullets they shoot in this
Perfect.
level. So yeah, shouts to Dorito the rat. Now, I'm doing a crazy supercharge here. Basically, I'm going to be doing a few circles here. I'm trying to keep this supercharge as long as possible so I can clean up as much as I can while doing only a single death abuse. Oh, but unfortunately, that's okay. Unfortunately, you have to manipulate that enemy to shoot the other direction, which is kind of insane.
Oh,
Notice how I got that? Yeah. And then you can get the supercharge early there as well. We're gonna go back up and just clean up the rest. But what I'm gonna do instead of death abusing here, like we would do normally to get back to that dragon quickly, I'm gonna head back this way, try to do that supercharge again. And now check this out. This is what we call the vortex strats in this level. Again, back to vortex for a second. Can we, you see what I'm doing here? I'm trying to basically get one of those early supercharges and then use that to bounce up on top of the roof. We'll see if I can get it. Come on. Yes. All right.
Whoa,
And
that was really cool.
Now, it's not over yet. Another bounce. And then a little wall glide. And can we make it? Yes. We get the vortex route. Legendary. Let's just complete the rest of the level backwards for funsies. Why not? And yeah. And you know what's cool is normally we would have to exit the through the vortex to end this level, which I might do anyways just for safety, just to make sure the dragon dupe works correctly. But since we already entered Nasty Nork early by doing one of those endgame skips, the dragon head stays open. That takes you to his level. So I technically don't have to go through the exit level vortex in order to open up the dragon head,
Gotcha.
which you would have to do casually. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God, get me out of here. The Doritos.
Oh gosh.
I'm getting the family pack here.
Oh
Oh
no.
my God, last sparks. Oh God. Oh God, there's another one. Run, run, run. No! Oh my goodness. Okay, this is weirdly harder than it should
That
be.
was very scary.
Okay, let me grab some of these reds.
Here you go.
And yeah, so catch my breath here. I'm just gonna go through the exit level vortex just to make sure the dragon dupe works
Right.
quickly. But yes, I could just exit the level right now.
But theoretically, you'd want to go ahead and hop on out.
Yeah, I mean, technically, like I could just exit and then just go finish the game right now, you
Right.
know? And normally you would have to go through the yellow vortex that I just jumped through. Otherwise, Nasty Nork's head does not open.
Right.
But we went in there early, so here it is.
Yeah.
Now, let's save. Okay, hold on, grab a spark. We actually don't need sparks. We want to be at 0 sparks for this. Save game. And actually, let's talk to these dragons and see which one ends up getting duped. He's been duped. Let's find out. So we're just gonna talk to this one, see what he says. This is Delbin here.
Hey, didn't I already free you?
You're in Nasty's world now, Spyro.
So this isn't used in a run, right? What you're about to
Dragon
do?
who must defeat him.
Doing it.
It's not.
Bring 'em
There's
on.
no
I'm
practical
ready.
speedrun application for this unless you are just bent on skipping Nestor at the start because you just dislike him so much. And if that's the case, I don't blame you. I really don't. He is unskippable. 16 seconds you have to
Yep.
watch at the beginning of every run. And not only that, but he tells you to completely eradicate the Nork species, which to me seems kind of like a harsh reaction
Yeah.
to being turned into ice. So in my opinion, we don't need Nestor to get 120% in this game. And this run is a total testament to all the Nestor haters out there.
Yeah.
For you guys, I got your back.
Dude. Hey, look, yeah, just call it Nestor Skip. It's gonna be another like miscellaneous category. Everything's good.
Yeah. Oh my God, you gotta beat my world record. It's on YouTube. I got a 120% no Nestor run in 139.
No Nestor.
Can you beat it? It
You
can be beaten,
actually
by the
did
way.
that.
Yes.
So funny. Okay.
That's what this is.
Fantastic.
All right.
World record
So we
in
cannot
explain
hit-
percent. Enthusiasm.
Yes. Oh my God, this is the first ever glitch exhibition run
Yeah.
of Nasty North. Notice how he flies away. No specific animation for that. And so yeah, and actually I don't need to be at 0 sparks. I just need to pause buffer perfectly.
Okay.
Here. So, okay, and I might miss this, and it's okay if I do, but I'm gonna get it. I'll get it real quick. Okay, so now I have to pause buffer and exit the moment I see a gem come out of him.
Okay. Believe in you.
No, I let go of the pause button by
Oh,
accident.
so close. Okay, now what?
So now, basically, I could reset my console
Sorry,
to
I
skip
took
these
so long.
credits,
I
or
forgot about
I could do a very controversial strategy. This is actually a great. Well, yeah, I'm gonna do this controversial strategy. I'll still have to quit game and load the save file, but that's fine. So when these credits start, basically, if you think about this run as 120%, I have to complete another level after this. Right? So these credits are unskippable, right? If I'm pressing the X button, I can't skip this. But what I can do is open the disc tray, okay? And we are definitely getting into the realm of like hardware manipulation during a run here. But what we can do is open the disc tray, and after a couple of these like flybys end here, at the end of this one, you'll notice that the screen will go completely black and it'll say returning home early, at which point we can close the disc tray and save a minute and a half off of the credits. So right here, it's gone black. We're gonna wait for it to say returning home. My disc tray is open, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
I just closed it. When you open the disc tray on a PS2, it stops the disc from spinning, by the way. And so now the disc is like starting to spin again. And it's like starting to be like, okay, now I gotta take them home. And boom, we skip half the credits there by doing hardware manipulation. And here's the crazy thing, is that is actually leaderboard legal. You can do that. And the reasoning behind that is because, let me go ahead and load the game real quick. Yeah, so I can get that dragon dupe. The reasoning why we allow hardware manipulation like that is because there's actually a true way to skip the credits by doing a really cool proxy off of Nasty Norkin, flying around the back. We're gonna be doing that after we get this this dragon dupe.
That's what you were trying to do, the gems, like the pause buffering, right?
Yeah, so when I was pause buffering right there, I basically exit Nasty at the same frame that I hit him, convincing the game that I've defeated him, but not like, but skipping the credits in a weird way, basically. So that spawns, that's dupes a dragon back in the home world is what happened.
Nice, that's perfect.
It's a lot of stuff happening here, right? It's like kind of crazy that any of this has been like figured out at all, but I think it's really cool to put it all together in a run like this. Hopefully we can get the dupe this time. I have faith. You guys have faith in me. I feel like we could get this dragon dupe if we just believe in ourselves. If we just band together as Spyro gamers and really go for it. I gotta get those gems again. Here's a really cool opportunity for me to show off an awesome strat in a very niche and like nobody runs this game, this category. But you can actually complete this game without charging. And now normally when you don't charge, you cannot reach Nasty Nork in time.
Okay.
Right? So what he'll do is if I'm just walking up to him like this, take a look. He runs away before I can reach him.
Okay.
And you'd have to go back down and trigger him again and try to catch up with him. Well, you cannot catch him without charging, but what you can do is this. You can go back there, and I did use a charge to do that glide, but you can also do it without a charge. And now I've convinced him that I went back down there, and now he's running around the entire circuit by himself, and we get to just wait here and do 360s and hang out while we wait.
Oh my gosh,
so
here he comes.
If any of you guys, yeah, here he comes. If any of you guys are like having trouble with that obstacle course, I know you're out there. Just kind of jump out there and glide back, and this is an easy way to kind of circumvent it. Here he comes. Here comes that boy. Boom. And now, here comes the pause buffer. Can we get the dupe? I'm gonna do some like practice pause buffers right here just to like get a feel for it.
I believe. I believe. Pretend
it's like my Rocky montage.
Pretend it's Majora's Mask, and we're trying to get past lockdown, the tower skip, whatever that is called.
This is literally Zelda right now.
Yes. Okay. We don't want to talk to the...
Is it there? Can't even see. Hold on, let me look in the inventory. I'm trying to look. So you can see there's no gem that's spawned there yet. When I'm just looking right at, like behind all these menus to like see Nasty and the flame. Let me... No! Oh, I missed it again. It's so tough.
So close.
It's so tough.
So you
I'll give it another
like
shot. I'll give it another shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I took
And this time, just for speed purposes, I'm just going to reset the count.
Okay.
What about Ganesh?
Yeah, but so this is Spyro the Dragon, guys. These are all the weird and extreme glitches that you like would never see in a speedrun normally, or just ever. And these are the glitches that are possible in this game. This is what people in the Spyro speedrunning Discord are like researching and figuring out and posting about.
Yeah.
And it would seem like it's to an audience of not very many, but there are runners like me and people like you guys who care. And I think this is just a beautiful way to showcase
I
that.
agree.
So,
I agree.
shout outs to Crazy Strats.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm gonna like, there's a lot of strats and things that are found that don't seem relevant now, but then down the road, it's just something like it just comes back, and you're like, oh my gosh, wait, I can break it in this way as well. And then suddenly these two things add together, and you can skip all this stuff, and it's like it's wild, like the places that you can take potential glitches. So like, not all of them are gonna lead to something, but you never know when something will. You know, so it's worth just like looking into.
I agree. I agree 100%. And if there is a way to do this trick without, while also collecting Nasty's gems, like instead of just leaving the moment you see a gem, but rather collecting all 4, then that would actually be another viable version of credit skip, which is a trick I am going to be doing after I get this pod.
Gotcha. Okay.
So there is, like you're saying, oh, what the heck? There is actual speedrun potential with some of these tricks. You can see I'm just kicking back, just gaming at this point. This is what a chillin' speedrunner who spent way too much time in this game does.
Quickies are so beautiful.
Yes, I didn't even mention that. So yeah, those thieves that I kill at the beginning, they each have a key that I need. So what I do is I actually jump over the first ones. I'll explain it more if I have another death here.
Right, yeah.
But what I do is I jump over the first ones, like kind of what's the area where they see you, you know, because they start running away the moment they see you. So you can jump over that like sort of notice area and get them from above, the first one. The second one, we trick into running towards us.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, waveland.
Yeah, you manipulate it so when you go around to the side, like to the right side of the doorway, it'll start running left to get around you instead of away from you. Because I guess going to the right would then be being closer to you to go around that corner. Yeah, so then he goes behind you, then you just turn and hit him. Perfect.
All right, let's see. There's attempt number 3 on the pause buffer.
Here we go.
Is that it? Inventory? Not yet.
It's gonna be like one more frame.
That's it. You see it? There's the gem.
Oh, you see it? Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, so there's a gem right there at the base of Nasty Nork right there.
Okay.
This is the only frame that we can exit. Now, okay, we're gonna exit level now. So think about this. The game thinks we beat Nasty Nork, but we're exiting the level, like kind of skipping the credits here. What this does is this actually duplicates that dragon that we talked to out in the homeworld, Delbin. And you'll notice when we talk to him again, ta-da, here he is. And we get to talk to him, and ironically, Spyro says this.
Hey, didn't I already free you?
You're in Nasty's world now, Spyro.
Didn't I already free you?
That's awesome.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought that 20 years later, like that quote would have had so much significance there?
Yes, so like it's
super
perfect.
cool strat.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. So now, you'll notice here. Okay, so where's the last dragon? You might be asking. Well, now we have to get all the gems from Nasty Nork by doing the true credit skip, and this is the final version. And by the way, let's explain these thieves real quick. When you run towards a thief, normally he starts running away, but by jumping here, he doesn't even like notice us. So we get to just flame him out of the air. And this one right here, we go up to the right side, or to the right side of the room, and like Boo said earlier, he runs to the left, and we can just catch him by turning to the left real quick.
Because otherwise he'll run
Just
to the
like
right,
that.
and then you have to chase down a whole path. But I think it's
Exactly. If you don't do either of those movements very specifically like that, then you will have to chase them down like for a while, you know, and it's annoying.
Yep.
Who knows?
I do, yeah. For those times when I'm like really bad and don't get them.
Yeah. Oh my God. You know what? How many lives do I have? Okay, I have to show off. I know you guys are probably tired of watching this level, but I have to take one more death abuse to show off this space down here. Okay, so let me take you back to when I was like 7 years old. I'm like trying to chase Nasty. I'm trying to catch him. And then, whoops, I fall down here. But wait, what? You can't, what?
Wait,
you cannot get back from this spot, but Nasty can shoot you down here.
So are you soft locked? I mean, you have to.
We basically have to take a death abuse here. And also, you can go down into this spot right here, I think.
Weird. Okay, weird.
And the camera's all confused. And there's this one spot, like this flat spot where you can stand on before hitting the grape juice. So talk about a cool little secret area. Boom. Let's take one more little death abuse. Now we'll actually finish the level. Pretty cool, huh?
Yes.
By the way, who in this chat has accidentally gone down there before as a kid? Because again, when you're trying to go quick and catch up to him, it's really easy to fall in that little crevasse.
Literally
So
never.
I think it's funny that. Oh,
Wild.
you're just a god gamer.
No, I just for some reason I've like never been in that corner. I've never tried to like skirt that corner that much to be able to fall.
Right. Exactly. Oh man, but yeah, so going down there just gives me flashbacks to being like a little kid and like so angry and like kind of confused, like, wait, why? You know?
You know you're a true speedrunner when you're able to outrun Nasty Nork.
Yeah, just jump in front of them, let us push us, you know?
Supposed to be way ahead of you.
So when we get to the end of this, we are going to do a really crazy trick. Let me explain what's happening here before we start shooting. So I'm not going to do a pause buffer this time. I'm going to do the true credit skip, it's called, where we are able to collect all 4 of his purple gems while death abusing. In order to do that, I have to walk up to him, time out, like do a timed damage abuse. So that way, when I walk up to him, right in his sphere of influence, he does a melee attack at me at a very specific time.
Yeah.
Normally he'll do a shooting attack, but if you get close enough, he does a melee attack. And so we time that out using a damage abuse, and then we jump and charge glide. We glide right into him, right at the perfect time during his like melee attack, so that he bounces us up through the roof, because as it turns out, this roof has no collision. You can just go straight through it. And then we glide around the out of bounds of this room and flame Nasty from underneath while flying into this lava. If that sounds confusing, that's because it is. And so let me just show you, okay?
Yeah, who found this is a great question. Also,
You'll never guess.
Also, is this the last proxy in the game? Oh, 2-ball.
Yeah. Here we go. This is the last proxy in the game. Hype. There we go. And boom, we hit the lava right there while collecting the gems.
Oh,
Keep in
my
mind, when you flame
gosh.
him, the game takes away control. So you have to flame him from that spot in order to get all of his gems and skip the credits like that. And now, finally, we have unlocked the true 80th dragon, which is this one right here. Boom. So now now pay attention. We've collected 3 dragons here instead of the 2 that you're normally supposed to, thus duping a dragon.
Hey,
This is the same dragon again because we did credit skip. And yeah, and now when we collect this gem, boop, the final bonus level that only opens when you get 100% opens up.
I was waiting to see why you weren't getting that 5, like the little 5 gem.
Yeah, right? It's like I'm talking about all these other levels. Like, what about the green one? This is the 100% level.
Like you just left that 5, that little blue gem right there. I'm like, what are you doing? Okay.
Just to be epic about, I totally did not do that intentionally, by the way, but let's pretend like I did. Now check it out, I'm flying, dude. You can fly at a normal level in this game. So this is like your reward for completing the game 100%. You get this extra level. The only gems in this level are yellow and purple, the highest values.
It's so satisfying.
And yeah, it's super satisfying to collect all these. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. But there's a couple of funny little strats we can do here. So I'm gonna start off with this one right here. See if I can hit this early. Oh, no, hold on. I accidentally charged out of the air for too long. The way that flying works in this level, you'll notice I can't fly any higher than this. I can't even get back up here, like hardly. The way flying works is you unlock these doors, and each of these doors takes you up some stairs that take you a little higher. The extra height from these ledges allow you to jump in the air and glide from a little higher, increasing your max height for flying. And there's a little early flame right there. Shouts to Saboom on that one.
Nice. Okay.
We're gonna use the fan here to hit the thief. Look at that. Boom!
Oh, that's awesome. Anything that can make hitting a thief easier.
Dude, and that's, oh my God. If you try hitting that thief without the fan, he is one of the hardest to get.
Yeah,
I'm not even kidding you. We're gonna go over here. Now I'm gonna try to go for a super fast strat. We're probably not gonna get it. It's fine. You notice that I flamed as I tried opening that door. If you do that perfectly, and I mean like perfectly from the perfect spot, then one of your flame little hitboxes will hit that plane early instead of having to do this early kill. And now there's one more plane for us to grab. Again, we open up the door, and now we get some extra height. I'm going off the second stair this time, collecting all these. And here's the final early plane right here. Beautiful.
Oh,
and of
wow,
course,
yeah.
you know, Now we don't have to go through this whole area here, but since we are down here, I just want to show you guys this. This is very cool. Loop de loop. Okay, I just wanted to show. All right, well, whatever.
Dude, that was super
Let's move
satisfying.
on.
That was great. Again, that's this whole level. So once you hit the higher ledges, can't you just go from the bottom up? And it's basically unlocking the height of how high you can fly.
Yeah, and so now we've reached the highest point of the level, and we've unlocked max gliding speed, or gliding height.
Yeah.
Oh God, I couldn't glide out of that.
Oh.
Fine, we're good. Relax. By the way, if Spyro were to die here, basically I'd have to do the whole level over again.
Oh,
So it's very
gotcha.
frustrating. Also, in a world record pace I had recently, I missed that like little thing right there.
Oh.
And thus, I ended up. So now look, it looks like I got every gem there, right?
Yeah.
That gem I missed on world record pace at the very end.
That's
Right?
so frustrating. I'm so sorry. How recently was that?
It made for a funny. That was like a week ago.
Oh my gosh. No.
Yeah, that was like very recently. And now here's the final room of the game. Only purple gems, the treasure room. Shout outs to Nasty's Loot. And shout outs to GDQ and everybody who's a huge Spyro gamer. This run was dedicated to you. If I could, I would fly into this like portrait Mario 64 style, but unfortunately we cannot do that. What I will do before finishing the last of this run by jumping in this portal is I will show you one more quick out of bounds, which again, any of you guys can do this. This is not hard. Just mash X against any part of this this mountain here, and you too can fly out of bounds and explore. Be rewarded for your efforts in this game.
With
So
all
yeah,
the
guys,
green abyss.
one more time. Yeah, the great green abyss. I love it. So yeah, guys, thank you one more time for having me on BDQ. This is the last of the run here, and when we enter this portal, it's gonna be all over.
Nice.
That's it. Time.
Nice.
And here we get the final cutscene. So yeah, that is it for me on this run, guys. Thank you for joining me on this. This was the longest speed run I've ever done of this game, clocking in at around 3.5 hours. Definitely not PB or world record pace, but you know I'm grinding for it on my stream, guys. Please, if you want to show some love, feel free to follow me, or at least follow the Spyro directory on Twitch for any of your favorite Spyro games. You can just look them up on Twitch and follow them to see all sorts of cool streamers. Very active game series right now, so check it out.
What's
It's an awesome game. It's so much depth. Yeah, and thank you, Kungfufruitcup, for being the best co-commentator. I
Oh,
could have
that's
asked
so
for.
sweet. Okay. So first question is, some people were asking earlier, what is the link for the Discord, for the Spyro Discord? You know?
Well, go on speedrun.com/Spyro1 and
It'll have a link
and
in
you'll
there.
know this about any speed game. Yeah, there's a link. There's like on the side panel, right where the game is. When you click on the game, there's a little Discord link right there, and you can just join that way. So there's that, and that's true for any speed game, by the way. If you go on speedrun.com and just look up the game, you can join that game's Discord through the speedrun.com
Right.
page.
Okay.
So
Perfect. Okay.
yeah.
The next thing I'm going to do is I want you to tell us everywhere we can find you that you post things.
Yes, so I
When you
am
stream and all of that.
streaming like Kung Fu. I am out here streaming pretty much every day on Twitch. We are full-time grinding this game for world record, trying to advance the speedrun history and saga that is this game. And as you guys know now, I love this game, and I think it has a lot more to give as a speedrun. So check me out. I'm on 2 p.m. PST every day. On my channel, twitch.tv/Dayoman, DAYOMAN. All of my socials are DAYOMAAN, 2 A's at the end.
Right.
That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I have a YouTube channel. Please feel free to look me up on YouTube. I always appreciate a sub and a like. I work really hard on dedicated content for that. And guys, enough plugging aside, I want to say just like, you are the best. If you are a fan of Spyro and you like any like speedrun or any of these games from your childhood, go explore them, go find them. You know, it's obviously changed my life, and I think it could do the same for you as well. So, you know, just keep holding on to that fire, that nostalgia in your heart.
Agreed.
Because that's what I did.
Agreed. Yeah. Again, I think, like I was saying earlier tonight, I think Spyro is just like a fantastic game to get into if you're interested in speedrunning something. This is one that I would personally recommend. You know, we've both, Deo and I have both speedrun it before. And obviously we got to see like his display of like all of his knowledge about this game and all the things that go into it, which has been amazing. And so much fun. You have such a fun, like, charismatic and energetic personality. It's great. So I'm always very excited to get like fun people showing off games on the show like that. So thank you again, Deo. Really, really appreciate it. Please, 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 please go follow him everywhere. Go watch the Twitch stream. Go check out his YouTube videos. Like, there's things that you can do. And like you were saying, you also said that you like posted some tutorial stuff on YouTube, right?
I have an entire Spyro 120% tutorial breakdown series, 20 minutes per level of me looking at my route, pausing, being like, oh, this enemy is a total, you know, blank, 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 right? So yeah, so you can check all of that out. And I have more than tutorials. I do all sorts of Spyro deep dives on various memes and culture and things like that. The Spyro fandom is alive, guys. If you like this game, dig into it a little bit. You'll see a ton of amazing fan artists all over Twitter. If you just start digging around, start poking your head around, you'll see a lot of just amazing people. And one more time, I wanted to say shout outs to Spyrothon, twitch.tv/Spyrothon. I think Phoenix Aki was going to link it in the chat somewhere. Follow that also if you want to see other Spyro speedruns. It's an annual event where we do a Spyro marathon. So do check that out. But guys, my name's Deo Man, and I want to say thank you for having me on one more time. I love GDQ.
Yes. I mean, GDQ's great. Super great. So what time of the year is Spyrothon? Quick.
It happens in the fall, so it just happened a couple weeks ago. Yeah, in like late August or late in September at some point it happened.
Gotcha. Cool.
So yeah, that's when that happens. But just follow the channel and you'll see when it's live again or all of that. And if you follow me, I'm always posting about all that sort of stuff on Twitter. I keep you guys in the know. I keep you guys laced up.
Perfect.
I got
there you go.
On all the Spyro news.
If you didn't already have enough incentive to follow Deo on all of his accounts, that is another fantastic reason to do so. Please do that. Thank you again for being a guest on the show. Just want to mention some stuff around hotfix for you all to know before we go this evening. But first of all, it's been a pleasure. So we have AGDQ 2022 online. You know, it's coming up. The game and volunteer submissions are closed, but stay tuned for more volunteering opportunities coming up on gamesdonequick.com as we get closer to the event. I'm very excited to see the games list come out and get everything ready and do all the interview stuff. It's gonna be great. Since, you know, that's the thing that I do. And if you've missed out on any of the GDQ hotfix shows, you can check out our archive of past runs on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And you can please keep your eyes out for all of the new shows coming up. So excited. Again, our show is moving to Mondays, so that'll be every like 2 Mondays a month instead of 1 Saturday a month. It'll be 2 Mondays a month at 10 p.m. So it should be the 1st and 3rd, typically, Mondays of each month, which will be great. So very excited for that. And we're gonna, so if you want to see any other shifting times and episodes and the other ones being added, you can go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix and learn more about what shows are being added and when they're going to be. And then for stuff like this, like I've been writing down some notes. Oh my gosh, look at the cute Spyro on. Oh my gosh.
I know, I got my plushies.
I love it. You. So cute. And if you all notice the one in the background, I'm sure if we get to the bigger.
I'm gonna grab it. I just want to show you guys.
Yeah, like get a bigger cam, you can see.
Shout outs to Crazy Kari who made this from scratch, by the way. There's a fun story behind this. There's a very old development picture of one of the computers that one of the developers worked at, and there's a cute little plushie of this weird big nose shark-esque Spyro at their desk. So Kari recreated it for me. It's a very cute ode to the development of this game.
That's so cool. Yeah, so you can see the love like pouring out for Spyro right now. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I need more like Spyro gear. Like, give me more Spyro gear. Anybody out there who's listening.
Bro, I got you right here. We got the freaking crystal dragon. By the way, if you guys are curious, sometimes I do charity events as well where I give away little cool fan-made stuff like this. Guys, there's a huge fan art community behind Spyro. Check it out on Twitter.
It's really cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, man. Okay, on Monday, our new Monday lineup is starting at 7 p.m. Eastern with no category left behind. That is the one that I was talking about, which is the show that has the category extension speedrun. So like Vortex% would be perfect for that. So that's going to be 7 p.m. on Monday, followed by Community Spotlight at 10 p.m. So a lot of shows are going to be like doubling up per day. So you have more hotfix content coming. It's going to be fantastic. Again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. We will be back on October 18th, Monday evening at 10 p.m. Eastern with more awesome glitchy content. So again, go follow Deo. I'm Kungfufruitcup. Hi, it was a pleasure. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, everyone. And we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye, guys. Cheers.